Sharp, we are here, Nahyma Battle Academy enjoyers.
6 p.m. EST. That's -5 for you draft players who don't know time zones. Sorry, you American draft players who don't know time zones.
Listen, daylight savings is hard.
Exists.
It is kind of hard. You know what's funny though is actually, so I was signing up for the PGA, which I assume that most of you have heard of by now, Goaters League. I was signing up for my team, and I asked my team members just to double check to make sure that everybody wasn't like traveling to China or something randomly right now, like what their time zones were. And doesn't Overmat respond that he's +5?
No, dude. You're
No,
not.
I know for a fact that he's not +5. It's all good. I love the guy.
Oh, Corey's so right. It is EDT.
Is it EDT? I thought it changed back to EST.
No, it's EST right now.
Is it?
Yeah,
It
it was
changed
EDT.
I got him
like
backwards.
November, right?
Oops.
Current time zone at Eastern Standard. Yep.
Yeah, because I remember
Oh, yeah, right,
specifically
'cause
when it switched
November's
because
when
I
it
didn't have to
ends.
keep remember to do EDT in the stream notifications because I was so used to writing EST and I was like,
Yeah.
now
bad.
I
It
can
actually-
just write
Corey's
EST.
Corey, you suck. No. It's funny
Yeah,
though.
it's the other one.
Actually,
There's a 50-50 chance.
it's funny because us saying EDT in the doc, if you look through the doc rules, it actually at the very bottom says that the deadline is Sunday 11:59 EDT.
Well, because the doc was made when it was EDT.
It was made during daylight savings, exactly, and then it expired. And the when week 7 trade deadline came around, Fairs went to make a trade, and he made it before 11:59 EDT. It was like 12:59 or like 12:40 or something AM, which is technically before the time that it says on the doc.
Yeah, but it was.
So we
It
should have
was-
updated it. He was cool with us being like, hey, that was
well,
just a mistake.
what time zone is he in?
I think he's
He's an hour behind us.
Yeah, I think he's an hour behind. So he is actually -6 right now.
Okay, so but he's not like on the other side of the world.
No.
No, he's
Okay,
just in.
okay. Then you know
he's just
when-
in Western Ontario, practically Manitoba.
I feel like at that point, you know what Eastern time is. So like you don't need I don't think he was looking at it like, oh, EDT, better figure out what that is exactly. It's like, no, he knew what it was relative to.
Yeah. Still,
Eastern
based on
time.
technicalities, it did feel bad to.
Yeah, but it felt fine rejecting Mats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he's
Listen,
he's
there's nobody
he's
in this
plus
world who
5,
loves to
so.
hate Matt more than me.
All right, well,
Okay.
we got some replays to get through here, and then and then we'll do
Some
our
brackets to look at
bracket
and-
predictions. Yeah, some of them
Yeah,
have
if-
updated already.
Yes,
So we
if
did actually
you-
have to close the hustle predictions because the game just happened, and that's the second game. So
Yeah, we won't talk about it too much right now because we will go over it after the replays. But if you haven't filled out a playoff bracket prediction yet, you should do so as soon as possible because they will be closing as soon as another battle starts in that division. So you have until the next truant battle starts to get your truant bracket in, for example. So the hustle bracket just ended up closing like 2 hours ago, not even because a battle happened. So there was barely even any time to get a prediction in, but I think we still have like 5 sent or 6 or something sent for hustle, so not bad.
Metro, it's not Wednesday.
It is so not Wednesday, my dude. Metro's in +1 right now and completely caught you off guard. Oh, true. I'm gonna go play their game.
I can't.
Yeah,
I bring
just cancel
Rillaboom.
them.
I live in Eastern time zone, don't even know when draft leagues start. True.
True.
I think that stands for daylight savings.
Draft league
Oh,
start.
daylight.
No,
I totally read that
it's
as draft
definitely
leagues.
league start.
Oh, I don't remember any of these battles, dude.
I don't know when
Oh,
draft
it's
league
been
starts.
so long.
It ends.
Oh man. Well, it's okay. There weren't very many submissions for highlights this week. I feel like the like week 8 burnout kind of started hitting. I feel like burnout really starts like week 6 or 7 for a lot of people, and then
Yeah.
it really hits by the time week 8 comes in. Especially
It's like-
because you start to see who's eliminated, and you
Yeah.
start to lose a little bit of momentum. And people who are locked into playoffs, they just say, don't care, and they just don't really try hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like the worst of both worlds, because you have the people who are checked out, whether it's because they're already locked in or they're locked out, but then you also have like the burnout that comes with like the anxiety of being on the cusp and kind of like having to build that team, like procrastinating that. Like, so like that's also, it's a different kind of burnout. It's not like laziness burnout, but it's more like a, tense burnout, because it's like you're stressing out over
We
it.
do have a lot of that cusp zone in these divisions as
Yeah.
well. We had a lot of people fighting for their spots in the last week as well.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
I think
didn't even
All-Star
know
was
if,
really
like,
the only one that had, or was it All-Star or Hustle that had like
It was
one
All-Star,
person
yeah.
that was on the cusp?
Right. So it was one person was confirmed into playoffs in week 8 for All Stars.
Oh, okay.
So all the way up to
was
second
it
seed
Hustle
was
that
not
was the opposite
confirmed.
then?
I
Whereas,
think
like,
it
there
was.
it was such a
I think
sheer
Hustle
drop
was
off
only-
after like 9, and so like there's one person.
Yeah,
that was,
Hustle,
like,
I'm pretty
flexed.
sure that, like 7th, 8th, and 9th were fighting for the playoff spot and their
Yeah.
like standings
That's
in
what I
7th,
thought.
8th, and 9th.
Draft league players when they have to play one game of Pokemon a week. I know, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't even do that. That's why I do one stream a week.
Man, I'm so addicted to pivot moves that I just want to pivot over to a different game.
It's super vibe.
It's super vibe, man. I love that game.
Wait, there's a Palpitoad here. Is Dracovish on Phoenix team somewhere?
I feel like it's probably specifically for Rotom. It looks like Goder just doesn't
I
have a
guess
ground type.
it could.
Let me check a dog.
Yeah,
had an
it
Ursaluna.
actually does look kind of good for the Rotom.
Wait, he has an Ursaluna?
I'm pretty
guess,
sure
like-
he has a Blood Moon.
Yeah, you're right. I maybe like plot Rotom breaks through that because it has. Really bad spit
I
out.
think the Palpitoad is fine for Rotom Heat. I was wondering because it doesn't help for Bundle unless he's choiced, and you like catch him on choice Hydro Pump, which would
What if it's
or, like,
Yachi
Flip
Berry?
Turn or something.
There's
It could
no
be-
world it's Yachi.
Yachi, but not Eviolite, and then also quad weak to freeze dry.
Yeah, think about it.
Good idea.
I mean, it might live if it's Spadef, which I imagine you are probably Spadef for Rotom anyways.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, so this is our All-Star game. I guess we should start introducing this. We have Goder 12 versus Fennec Master. And Fennec, if I believe, hasn't been reviewed yet. Let me double check this. There's been no Fennec battles yet, which is
Really?
crazy because I feel like
thought
Fennec
we
has had...
checked.
Yeah, Fennec's had a really good season, but like just hasn't been winning very much.
Yeah, she's
So-
been,
Hashtag losing.
I'm very
battling.
surprised. Yeah. Top seed versus bottom seed. Corvus for the Blood Moon. Oh, yeah.
Hold on, let me see something. Player reviews. I swear we did. Wow, we really didn't. That's crazy.
Metro got the Swarm bracket in. Let's go.
twice even.
Twice. I feel like maybe it's the shit
That's
data
voter
plan.
fraud. If you
Yeah, true.
submitted it twice. You
Okay,
can't
so
vote twice.
let's take a peek at the Terra Caps. If I remember correctly, it's Salamence versus Terrakion.
Fire Salamence versus
Flying Terrakion.
Terrakion. Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
right.
Cool, cool,
And
cool.
Mega Chomp.
No.
What about
I don't
Scizor?
think so. Let me
Mega
check.
says yes.
It is Mega Scizor.
Goder has Mega Says yes.
Okay.
And Base Jump.
All right.
It did go through twice, Metro. Can I put in a third? Yeah, do it again. Okay, so something that I kind of expect is an Infernape lead because it's scary for any Iron Bundle to stay into like an Iron Fisted Vacuum Wave, or even risk Scarf Infernape.
Wave.
Wait, is it not boosted?
You're thinking Mach Punch.
Mach Punch? Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
pretty sure Vacuum Wave is boosted too, isn't it?
Is it?
I might be dumb.
Is Vacuum Wave a fist move? I don't think it is boosted.
It's not a fist move, no, you're
Yeah.
right. But still,
Yeah,
Vacuum
because
Wave
Special
probably
Infernape
just
doesn't
goes-
run Iron Fist.
Specs
Yeah.
Vacuum Wave probably close to Okos.
Yeah, like Specs, maybe even Life Orb might even just kill.
Yeah.
But Scarf is also just a very real option. So if you're not Scarf bundle, leading bundle into the mystery item Infernape is really dangerous. I probably expect, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, probably a Swalot lead. I feel like is decent into most things here.
Yeah, does that have T-Spikes? Swallow?
Yes, and you maybe don't want to get counter-led by Deoxys, but everything else it looks pretty decent into.
Yeah. I mean, you can still Toxic the Deoxys.
Yeah, barring taunt.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yep.
But it is the Deoxys into the Swallow.
Deoxys for Swalot, so this is really good for Goater.
Noise.
Psy Noise, no taunt.
Oh my god, that did nothing.
Yeah,
And
Swalot's
there's
kind
the
of him.
T-Spikes.
Sorry, her. Oh, T spikes, nice.
Yeah. Sign Noise again. Sign Noise is interesting. I think we're gonna see a lot more use like as draft goes on because it's still a relatively new move. Like we've seen it a lot in the last couple weeks, but even then it kind of looked like something that like people either weren't prepped for, like weren't really thinking about, or they'll run them on that has it and then they don't put it on them on even if it like looks good in a matchup.
Yeah,
I think it'll have an impact on some draft meta shifting around a little bit as people get more used to using it. It's not the best thing. There are very clear drawbacks to it, but I think it's kind of another just like check like knowledge / skill check move now that punishes people who might like overly rely on wish passing or just that one wall that they put in. But it's also solid otherwise too.
it's okay. It's like I do think that some teams are over reliant on Wish, and I remember having
Yeah.
a conversation recently about somebody about how like Psy Noise is a very real move. Now it's hard to run it on like an Azelf, for example,
Yeah.
especially because you kind of just want to taunt things. So you're not going to run it on your frail attackers because it's pretty weak. I mean, 70 base power. I'm pretty sure it's 70. Isn't very strong.
It's like I think it's 75.
I think Mystical Power is 75, but I think Psychic Noise is 70. I don't remember exactly, regardless,
Yeah.
but I think it's fine. It's to me, seeing Psychic Noise on Deoxys means that it probably doesn't also have taunt. Well, that
Yeah.
and the fact that it didn't taunt the Swalot turn one. I think you run Psy Noise when you're running into 4 move slot syndrome and you want to be able to taunt things. It's definitely 75. Gotcha. My bad. And Mystical Power is 70. Charge Beam is definitely not 70. I think Charge Beam is like 55 or something.
Yeah, charge me is low.
Charge Beam's bad.
Yeah, I actually think that Psy Noise, just due to the nature of how it works, where it like wears off at the end of the turn, there are mons that like it would look good on, but they're just so slow that usually you can play around. Like what it wants to do is be like anti-stall, right, or like anti-self-healing, but the reality is that it's actually more of like a gotcha moment for like regen or specifically for wish passing where you have to like call out that they. It doesn't. I thought it did.
No.
I thought if you put it on the mon that was regenning,
No, it's
it doesn't
not.
heal. Or am I thinking of?
If you suppress the ability, it'll work. With like neutralizing casters.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking of then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think specifically like Deoxys Defense and Screamtail or something would want to use it, but there aren't very many
Screamtail
like
was the other one that we
fast,
saw
bulky
recently.
psychics.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Well, they don't have to be a
probably
psychic
right.
type. There are other mons that get it. It's
Yeah,
actually like it's actually pretty well distributed, which is why like I think we'll start to see more of it as just something to be aware of and be ready for, even if it's not amazing. But I just thought it was worth mentioning because we've seen it this week, and I think we saw it twice last week on 2 different teams, or maybe it was just one team that used it a lot. But I remember
I know
when we saw
that
the
Matt
double
runs it.
evolution team, we saw it against that, and I think we also saw Screamtail use it last week.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know
like
that Matt runs it a
completely-
lot on his like Slowking Galars, and
Yeah.
it's definitely fine. I think honestly being a sound move and going through sub is actually something that's
That's
worth
nice,
considering.
Yeah, going through sub.
Yeah.
Is it an RNG duration? Is it like 2 to 3 turns, or is it always 2 turns?
No, it's just always 2.
Because that's the other thing that kind of feels bad.
I think
about
it's
it.
random. Let me check. I'm pretty sure it is 2 to 3.
I thought it was random too, because like I swear I've seen it.
No,
fall
it's
off
just
sooner.
2 turns. No, these
Okay.
are for 2 turns.
Maybe the variance is whether or not you're going first, and it makes it seem like it's
Oh,
doing it
yeah.
extra.
I think that's why sometimes it feels shorter is based on
Because if
Yeah,
you go
if
second,
you're
it like
slower.
counts as one of the 2 turns. So there's only
Yeah.
really 1 turn that they're heal blocked, and that's why it kind of feels bad if they're slower. And it would be nice if it lasted for 2 moves, right? Like for the opponent to move twice.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to this replay. So we
Yeah.
saw
Good
we
thing
saw
you
the
turned on
psychic
the
noise hit
Scizor
the
swap.
core. Yeah. Here's the Palpitoad. And screens Rotom.
He's
Makes a bit of
poison,
sense.
Though.
I mean,
you
if
don't really
it's-
like that as the Palpitoad. Oh, he's lefties. He's not even Eviolite. Is he just?
Oh wait,
yeah,
that's
okay.
crazy.
And he ran U-turn, so he's not running flip. Or Fennec is. She's not running flip turn for the Palpitoad, which makes sense. I didn't even know that Bundle got U-turn, to be honest.
Refresh. That's a healthy Palpitoad again soon.
Wow.
Sheesh. I don't think
Interesting
it
pick.
matters.
Okay, but
I mean, unless it's
No, I don't think so either.
What
unless
else
it's
is this
specifically
Palpitoad
defog. What else is it doing? I feel like it's just there to toxic stall. I mean, last move is probably toxic, right?
toxic, yeah. But then, like, what do you do to Corv? Like, he just comes in
Yeah.
100% of the time on you.
You step rocks.
They defogs
Forced.
it.
Yeah, that's good for you though. Then the T-spikes are done, and you're not poisoned anymore because you refreshed.
Oh yeah. It's specifically for the T spikes. But
Yeah.
I feel like at a certain point though, it's like Corv kind of just runs the game at that point if you can't do anything to it. But
Well, regardless, I am curious what Palpitoad is going to be doing.
yeah,
It is a rock polish. This is never going to be able to break the Deoxys though,
ST
unless it has these also. The trick.
Scarf,
choice scarf?
Lumberry. Oh my god! he
Procs
just
for
cured-
Lumberry.
He cured his own poison.
Yoink.
Oh, into the freeze.
Oh.
Wait a minute, but hold on. Does freeze save him from being choiced into the move?
Well, no, he's tracing a Terraflying Terrablast now, right?
Oh no.
Oh, did he use that? Okay, he did. Hey, the heal block ended though.
Drix just pointed out in general that Cynoise doesn't work on regen. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
So what's absolutely insane is that not only did this trick force the Terrakion into clicking one button, it also stole the Lumberry, which let it get the freeze off in the first place. Because that actually may have just been game.
Oh wait, yeah,
Looking
because
at
he
it.
wouldn't even been first. I mean, surely that's not what the Lumberry was for. But
Maybe.
but it would have. Are you running it for a freeze change?
Maybe like T-Wave from Deoxys or
yeah,
something.
yeah. But I'm saying specifically, a freeze is like just unlucky and definitely not what the Lumberry is for. But the fact that it would have saved it, like,
Yeah. No burn. Nice. Justice.
screens, chomp.
SD again. Yep.
Random BS go.
No
Freeze?
freeze.
Oh.
We are so chilling. It's Covert Cloak. It's got to be.
Yeah. Wait, did it take a
Hmm.
Cynoise?
Oh, this is clever. No, this is clever stalling from Goder here. He's switching between Mence
Yeah,
and
screens
Prim
down.
to stall the screen turns.
The best
Yeah.
outcome from this Palpitoad.
Yeah.
Endure. Custap then? Or no? Oh, okay.
Salak. Oh, but it's going to be Scarf and Fernape.
Yeah, Salak doesn't even have speed.
I think if you can pause real quick, I think Fennec was playing very conservatively around killing the Deoxys instead of clicking Scale Shot on the Deoxys.
Yeah, I was gonna
when-
say
to get the
Salak
kill,
on Chomp.
it was-
Just run skill shot.
Well, we can check the set later on to see if it had Skill Shot. Which maybe it was just Dragon Claw or Stone Edge or something, actually. But yeah, if it actually had clicked Salak, or sorry, not Salak, Scale Shot versus the Deoxys, this +2 speed would have then let it outspeed the Scarf Infernape. It's unlikely that it's Scarf with Mach Punch.
Yeah. What I'm wondering
So
is
it
like
might have been able to pop off.
if I mean, he
Scissor
just
was always
barely
there though.
he just barely outspeeds Mence normally. So I'm wondering if like maybe the Endure Salak was to like shut down an emergency or like an emergency shutdown for Mence being at +1.
That's potential.
But it is interesting that for the Infernape, which I guess we wouldn't have known it's Scarf yet. It hadn't used a move, even though it's it's likely.
If it comes in now, it's going to be Scarf.
But
That's
even
the
if
only
it
reason
wasn't
why.
Scarf, like let's say it wasn't Scarf and it was running a different set, it probably has priority anyway. Like if it were like a Life Orb set.
If it wasn't
right?
Scarf, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it would probably just have Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave and just kill you
Yep.
that way. Like that's why I get you have your +2 there, so you want to just take what you can get. But I almost think that this Chomp isn't gonna do anything with the Endure at that point. So why not
like you said, it was
swap and keep it
definitely.
alive? Or
I think it was just an
go for an
emergency countermeasure for Mence.
yeah. Oops. Did we see that yet? Did we see Bundle come out?
Yeah, you turned on Palpitoad.
No, I mean like just now. So there it
Oh.
is.
Yeah. So it's not Boots, probably.
It's got to be
Scarf.
Scarf. Yeah. A lot of U-turning going around.
Well, there is a Scizor in the game. The helmet's really nice. It's gonna definitely stop Scizor from like being preserved all game. The switcheroo to yoink the Scarf and
Yeah.
KO the
They just-
Infernape with
you
its own
just-
Scarf. Now that's funny. A lot of trick shenanigans.
Yeah. Tricky guys.
Citrus, nice. Oh. Unfortunate. time to
Honestly,
rock.
bringing Trick in general. I mean, obviously it's just good on Deoxys defense anyway, but bringing Trick on your defensive Mon like this against a Rotom is actually always just a good play, because then if you get tricked, you can always just trick it off to someone else.
Yep, that's true.
And it's very
Especially
likely that
something like
Rotom will.
Deoxys that people like to try to neuter with choice tricking. It makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense.
Was that the first time we saw it use it? Yeah, that was.
Oh, it got a KO.
So he kind of had to
Poison?
predict if
Okay,
it was
this is
gonna
big.
if it was going to be physical or special, I guess. Because Prim put up the light screen and then got gunk shotted.
Yeah. Owned.
I
do
mean,
think
maybe it's like
the light
a
screen's
measure
more
for the
important.
bundle.
Yeah. Temper Flare.
The
Oh, wait,
Terra
this is going
Fire
down.
Temper Flare.
Wait, but the poison.
He's dead, yeah.
Scissor's got to clutch up here. Against a Rotom. Wait, what percent?
Rotom's
is
like
Rotom?
right, isn't it?
What percent is Rotom at? Oh, it dies to
10%.
rocks.
So just sacks it.
Oh
I guess
no.
stalling out the screen,
The
but
light
it's
screen,
not going to
but
be
it
enough.
doesn't quite work.
Doesn't kill though, and misses the pump anyway.
It didn't matter anyways. That sucks so much. You could have played perfectly and had it with 0 turns left on the light screen that last turn, and then just missed your
Yeah.
pump and fell bad.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what Swalot would do. Maybe like a pain split. If it
I think
didn't
it does
flinch.
have a fire move. Pretty sure it's fire punch.
Well, let's see what it actually brought.
Slot
I-
six.
I love gambling. Misses that.
Let's
one.
go gambling.
Oh, dang it.
it was fire
Yeah,
punch.
Fire punch.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, defog Corv. Just
Oh
wonder-
man, I really feel that for Fennec though. I actually do think that the Terrakion could have really popped off there because
Yeah.
it was very high HP when it got frozen, and it took like a lot of turns for that
Yeah,
Deoxys to
it was a good
break,
Chip
or
down.
at least to put the Terrakion into bullet punch range. It took a lot of turns, so that definitely feels bad for Fennec. Now both of them were not worried about their playoff life. Like Fennec was already eliminated and Goder was first seed and the only person confirmed at this point.
Yeah. I'm trying. What was I just about to check?
What was the
the
chomp?
Garchomp.
Because Fennec said it didn't have scale shot in chat.
Is it the first slot?
Slot one.
There's
You can
a
see the
fiber
slot.
optic.
Yeah, it was
cable
edge quick.
somewhere.
I kind of thought it would be edge quick. It's also partly, I think, because a very common strat against Garchomp is to run like Balloon on your Fairy type, so that you can't scale shot it and can't Earthquake it.
Mm-hmm.
So having like a second random move that hits it, as well as hitting Ments, which will immune your EQ as well, I think was definitely the right play for sure. I'm just not sure if Endure was the right play.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you see Terraments on the other side, I do agree you kind of want an emergency countermeasure. And Ruskin Endure is also nothing to scoff at as well.
Yeah. But I think it was the Endure Salic specifically that was kind of like this only
of course it was for the Salic.
One scenario.
Yeah, but like
Which
a
is
dual
for
wing
the-
beat from Salamence, if it's chipped, will also just kill it and it'll proc your Salic kind of thing.
Yeah. But wouldn't Mence just click a dragon move against you?
Mence honestly rarely runs a dragon move. Especially when it's Terra. You run like Terra Blast or like we saw here, Temper Flare with like dual wing beat Earthquake. That's all you really need.
I didn't really think it ran dual wing beat that much, just because it misses.
Yeah. I think it's better than
Dual
Dragon
miss
Claw.
beat.
Flying is just a good move to have.
Yeah.
And then like Terra Blast or whatever coverage and Earthquake is usually all you need.
Do we know how much the Fire Punch would have done from Swallow? Would it have put it in range for...
Or an ice move?
Yeah, for like to not have to click high.
Probably. I would imagine so. What was the investment on Swalot and Scizor?
Scizor was
No defense,
full
max
split F.
HP. Set 6. And it was no HP. I would
No
assume it
attack.
probably does like 65 or so. Let me check.
Well, he's at 64, so
Yeah, but aren't there reflect up? Oh no,
was
it's not.
Was it still up? But that was before though. Oh no, it wasn't
Yeah.
reflect. It was just light screen.
Oh, it does
Max.
nowhere near what I thought it would do. Wow, it is 37 to 44. Man, this
And
mod
he's,
sucks.
and he's at 64.
It doesn't put it in
So-
an ice move range. You still have to bank on the Hydro Pump to hit.
Does the pump through light screen kill at that point?
Maybe. Light
Because
Screen
that's what would really matter.
versus Iron Bundle. It was Scarf Bundle, right? I assume.
Scarf bundle, yeah.
No, it is 22 to 26.
Timid.
Oh, that has a little bit of spec on it. It's 25 to 29. So even if Fire Punch hit, it wasn't killing.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Man, I actually really expected that Fire Punch to do a lot more. Crazy.
You expected a lot from Swallow.
Lee, you're here to
expected
review
Swallow.
your own replay.
Oh damn!
I
Look at
think I
that.
lost.
Wow. What were some of your thoughts going into this Week 8 game against Royce?
That's a lot of Team Rock.
I really wanted to prank him with a Zoroark.
Yeah.
That was the goal of the week, was to punk him with Zoroark.
Get punked.
And then I hadn't brought Nihilego yet, so I wanted to bring Nihilego. It just felt good against just like Terra Stacka, just like was kind of like a headache for me, and I was like, well, if he tears off steel, I kind of just get to like kill it. So
True. What were the playoff implications for this game? Were there any?
Royce was playing for his seed, but I'm pretty sure he was locked.
Okay.
And then I was eliminated from playoffs the week before.
Okay.
So it didn't actually have any significant standing.
Yeah, fairly low stakes, but
Yeah.
you do, as Royce, want to obviously improve your seed when you can. At least when you're trying to fish for matchups, you want to usually get the lower seed, but obviously that doesn't always
Translate to a better matchup.
Translate exactly, yeah.
And then I just always look forward to my battles against Royce. I feel like I'm kind of in his head a lot of the time. So.
Yeah, hell yeah. Although, to be honest, I think he kind of gets in his own head sometimes, where I almost want to say, like, gives too much respect to his opponent. I really feel like Royce should start disrespecting his opponent sometimes.
He really should with me.
I do the same thing sometimes.
Because I just be clicking buttons.
Well, yeah.
I've lost so many games off of, like, just thinking that someone was gonna make the obvious play, and then they just make the worst possible play, and it ends up beating me.
Now you just got red.
Yeah.
Your opponent's just better than you, dude. I don't know.
That's true. That is true.
Okay, so we see, is it actually Terra Zoroark or no? Oh no, they're all rock type. So it's Terra Flying P2.
He's rocking out.
Versus Terra Poison. That's pretty scary. Poison Hoopa Unbound and Ghost Stack. Ghost Stack is really scary, also avoiding the fighting moves, which I imagine is pretty important against an Iron Valiant. How have you felt about Iron Valiant this season, by the way?
I loved it. It's so much fun.
Nice. How would you think about it with a booster energy?
I think it would probably be way too good with booster energy.
All right, what about Terra Legal?
This whole season, I was like, if only I could have booster energy, and I was like, well, all these cool sets that like are eking out all this like damage potential just kind of go out the window if I could just slap booster speed on this and forget about it, and then just run my 3 best moves and whatever setup I want.
Yep.
I think it becomes a boring mon with booster energy.
Crook looks pretty good into Terra Ghost Stacka though, because you have the quad super effective before he Terras, and then you're still super effective with your Dark Stab after, and you're intimidating.
I felt Crook just looked really good into the matchup as a whole.
Yeah. Really just Bundle is kind of the only one where it doesn't look great.
Yeah, Bundle, and then it doesn't really hit Garchomp too hard, so...
There's a Lilligant right there.
Yeah, but it's still
that's
physical.
what the flying P2's for.
Oh, so we're chilling. That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah. Wow.
And I guess it's also
you
bad.
Made a smart decision.
Crazy.
All right.
Okay. Let's. So, if we were to imagine, I mean, it's another bundle. I feel like bundle lead just looks kind of
bundle
okay.
lead, yeah, and I think that normally maybe a Crook lead, but not into the bundle, and also not when you need to kind of save this Crook for Stacka. Like, I think he's kind of your best answer for that. So like, assuming he's not just rocks, then
yeah, I feel like
I could see
P2
Zoroark
makes the most sense.
But just be
Zoroark is
sneaky.
tricky. Yeah, if you're gonna be a Zoroark, you have to be like specifically Scarf and pretend to be like P2 or something.
That's like the only way that you can handle bundle.
Yeah, Zoroark really just like couldn't be anything but Scarf in this matchup.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait, does neutralizing gas just reveal the illusion?
Don't think so.
I also don't think so.
It's one of those abilities that like don't get copied and doesn't really interact with anything else. And
yeah, but you would think that like the neutralizing gas would be the perfect excuse for like, oh, your disguise has been foiled. You know, like whereas like skill swapping with Quark Drive doesn't really make sense because you can't like take that.
Yeah, so wasn't there something weird with Quark Drive where like some Quark Drive mons could have it changed and things, but then
they just changed the mechanic of it in one of the DLCs where it used to just be like uninteractable, and now after like the second DLC, like Trace can copy it and stuff like that.
I don't even think it was the other way around. I thought it was that originally it could be copied, and then they like fixed it. It was like a bug fix that they sent out like early on in the game that just updated it to be like, yeah, this just doesn't interact at all.
Oh, okay. I might have it backwards.
Because I think it was that it didn't interact with the terrain or the weather if you skill swapped it, but it did interact with booster energy or something. It was something weird that like wasn't consistent, and then they just changed it to not interact at all.
I feel like that can get kind of lazy though, because it kind of makes me think that they started hard coding their Pokemon to be like, if Iron Valiant is in electric terrain, do this, as opposed to if something with this ability does this, or is in terrain, then do this.
Yeah.
Which, I hate to see it, but I don't know. Who am I to talk? I'm not on the dev team.
Yeah, you are.
I am. Hire me.
Yeah, you're the one who gave us Terra, you asshole.
Yeah. There is my.
They call him the Nahyma Game Freak.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see what we got. We got the Valiant.
Oh, what's actually
lead
Valiant?
into
I think. Oh, I think
Garchomp. Okay.
I think I missed it. I counted Valiant out for some reason, but it looks pretty good into the bundle lead too, because you're
Yeah,
always
that's
like scaring it off as a potential scarf.
Yeah.
I don't think your Moonblast will KO Chomp though.
No.
Oh.
Calm mind. So were you expecting him to switch?
Oh,
I was
maybe
expecting him to switch, and I was also
Plus
Sash.
one doesn't
So
even
I was
count.
like, I can take a hit if he stays in.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
I think wouldn't double Moonblast just have killed though? Like if
Yeah.
you know
maybe.
that you can survive a hit and that +1 doesn't kill, you just click Moonblast twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
But
Well, I honestly I feel like that's got to be like Spadef
oh,
Chomp.
it's Moxie Crook. I would have thought that Intimidate looks good into this team otherwise.
I was going into the match. I was thinking Crook looks so good at clicking attacks. I want to give it attack boosts.
I like Moxie better personally.
And then also I was in a voice chat with Royce while we played this game, and we were chatting about
you
it.
were ghosting each other.
Yeah, and so Crook comes in, doesn't intimidate, and he laughs at me and says, "That's not a Crook."
That is something funny though to
That's really
to actually
smart,
consider.
actually.
Yeah, abilities that reveal
I said
themselves,
nothing.
like even Trace P2 will
Yeah.
reveal itself, right?
Yeah, I've seen Goater run not Drought Torkoal with a
Oh my
Zoroark.
god.
And Hypercutter Mega Mawile.
That'll get him.
Yep.
That's so funny.
It'll get people who are paying attention.
So I
Yeah.
kind of punked him with a Zoroark by not even playing the Zoroark there.
Yeah.
Oh, going into the booster mon is actually pretty smart because the knockoff, even at +1, won't KO since its items
Yeah.
consumed. Does Trace the Magician, yoink, but goodbye. Brim is
The
interesting
Terra
here because this
Poison-
is Terra
yeah.
Poison.
He doesn't.
I'm
click
surprised
the
it didn't
poison
just Gunk
move.
Shot there.
All right, this is Zoroark because he didn't intimidate.
Surely.
Wait a minute.
Damn.
Freeze try. Yeah, skills.
Race try is pretty free. Yeah, especially, wait, is Porygon Terra? No, not yet.
Not yet.
Wasn't it terrifying? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
It
not
is, yeah.
want to take
I was
a
going to
freeze
say,
try
if it
anyway?
was Terra, then Freeze Dry is just completely free.
Oh yeah. Discharge. Trying to pair it in his trick room.
Green Stacka, huh?
Oh,
Oh.
please.
I'm getting so triggered by this.
It's the
stupid-
freeze season, dude.
blue-
There's so many going around.
It's winter time.
Oh, NBA cold season. Speaking of this, the hell is
What
this
did he
thing
get?
called?
Chlorophyll? Oh, hustle.
This
Hustle.
Lilligant is lit
Wait a
red but
minute.
hot.
Hold on. Does hustle make everything inaccurate or just physical moves?
Just
that give the
physical.
boost? Okay. So it doesn't just like make him less accurate.
Yeah, it was just physical.
That would be so funny.
Victory.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Discharge again. This is a dangerous game you're playing here.
Freeze him again.
Okay, it looks like he's just gonna
He
fish
thawed.
for a thaw. There we go.
You reflected
Could never
again.
be me. I haven't thawed a single time this season.
Oh, and he already terra'd. So that's actually pretty
Oh, so that's
free.
our arc.
Yeah.
Missed.
And he didn't notice.
Oh, didn't notice that Nihilego doesn't get Focus Blast.
Focus Blast or that Beast Boost didn't trigger.
Oh no! Another freeze!
Thought
An instant
instantly.
thaw!
I really thought he was switching there.
That's funny.
Wait, that flip turn does a billion.
That's super.
Citrus Hoopa, gonna yoink something with Magician.
He
Oh.
survives into the trick room. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Meteor Beam is really cool. I love that on Nihilego. Oh, you under speed. Are you negative speed P2?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe
I
he's
might be,
not
though.
minus speed Koopa. Not sure.
I was running minus speed a lot just because it was free.
Hey, you can't toxic him. He's already toxic. Hey, you can't toxic
Yeah, I'm just
him. He's already
chilling.
toxic.
It's not even levitate, so
Oh,
Is he choiced into toxic? Like, what's going on? Oh, that's...
oh my god.
Probably 2 hit KOs anyway, but
Wait, doesn't this thing get triple axle?
I don't think so.
That would have been really nice to click. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I was just thinking like,
also
oh,
triple
that'd be
axle is
nice.
just missing.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be so bad.
Oh wait, why'd this switch? Does EQ not kill?
He broke this up.
He broke this up.
Oh wait, you weren't Scarf Crook.
No, I subbed.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Scarf sub. Air Canada.
Oh, so you're kind of just playing a game of positioning to like see if you can get Crook in against Weezing ever.
Yeah.
Which maybe you do here. Nope.
He's already poisoned though. You gotta teleport out, right?
Oh! The true
Who is he
taunting
clicking
to
though?
get
Toxic,
bodied.
right? He's probably
Wait.
just clicking toxic.
That could have been a throw.
Encore into the sub. Oh no.
Oh, so that means
Wait,
that Weezing just
does
doesn't.
he actually stall it out?
Oh, so
And the salad. Wait, does he outspeed though? If he's max
Nope.
speed, does he outspeed? He does. Wow.
Stone Edge?
And he hits.
EQ?
He hits the Stone Edge.
It's neutralizing gas?
Stone Edge.
Oh man. Wait, that was a massive throw. So that means that surely Weezing had no move to hit. What's it called with then? Oh, but wait, P2 is out of Ice Beam range, isn't it? What's P2 at right here?
45.
45?
What if he swapped
Maybe it
into
depends
P2
on
and take
the-
the extra 6%?
Maybe it depends on the invest.
What,
No, so what I was thinking is, I think that means that there's no way Weezing has a fairy move here. It doesn't. So, okay, I've definitely fallen victim to this as well, running no attack Weezing a bunch. Yeah, having no attack almost lost the game, honestly. So
almost lost.
you
the
had to
game.
go for the encore. Well, it did, but it almost lost the game on the spot. Well, it did actually lose on the spot.
It lost the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon.
I guess that was the only play, but then
Spikes,
Salak,
Stealth Rock.
the encore didn't last long enough. Oh man, that's so tough. Oh, it was double hazards Chomp though.
Yeah.
Was it spit F? Can you check the EVs?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
I feel like it
was
had to
absolute-
be. If it was, plus
max.
1 Spitak, Moonblast didn't kill.
Yeah, 252 HP, 252 spit F.
Yeah,
careful nature.
Yeah,
Insane.
100%.
Although it looks pretty good. Like your team is very specially offensive.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a very hard time finding physical attackers all season.
Well, Crook pulled it off this time.
Crook
job.
pulled it off.
Good job, Crook. I like Crocodile.
Well, GG.
Crocodile! He's back.
It was a crazy end game.
Is
That's
this the same
put in a lot
fucking
of work.
team? Iron Valiant and Crocodile.
All right, Lee, we're here to talk about your second game in the Swarm division. What do you feel?
I played with Ogrepon Wellspring before, and that mon's crazy.
Yeah.
I played with Skeletor before, and that was fun.
Yep.
I've not played with Kyurem yet.
That one's crazy.
Maybe next
Yeah,
time.
it gives me a lot of headaches when I have to prep against it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and Tentacruel, not a fan.
Love
I
to
am a
see
fan.
the Rilla.
The Rilla showed up.
Gnome Raging Bolt.
Yeah, with the
And the Halucha came.
the Halucha and the Rillaboom came to the same game. This might be the first time all season.
It might be.
Actually, no, I think it's the second time, but she didn't change Rillaboom's ability the first time they came together, so
Oh
it didn't
my
have Grassy
God.
Surge.
Oh no.
So I do notice that Metro's team is really, really slow, first of all. And is it Mega Guard or
Have you
base?
That's
seen
standard.
him glide?
Rilla? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
He's fast as fuck.
Also,
And-
slow teams are
and
kind of
Thunderclap.
Metro's thing.
Yeah, it is.
We have priority, Halucha.
Unburden, yeah.
I don't think it's actually that slow. Like, it is slow, but I don't think it's like... I don't think it's necessarily a team that you just say, like, well, I'm faster than this. I just put my Fastmon in and I win, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of
They
heft
all
to
have
the team.
options.
Right? You do need to do
There's-
a lot of like breaking against this team.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
just
there's
saying
a-
that they all have an
there's
option to
also
still kill you,
always-
like, even if they're slower.
There's always the option of booster speed Raging Bolt.
That's true. Don't run that set.
True. How many special attack IVs do you need to subtract to get booster speed?
I think you
Raging
have to
Bolt.
go to like 20 or something. You can
The
only
minimum's
go so
20
low.
or 22, yeah, and I think
Yeah.
if they go to that.
That's
Yeah, you have to be minus
and then
special
also
attack,
minus
0
nature.
invest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so funny.
yeah. Do
Scarf
not. I
Bolt
repeat-
is real though in some matches. Like it's not good, but it's good in draft in some matches if they're not ready for it.
Yeah, if there's like no ground type or no
Yeah.
fairy type, and you
Yeah.
can just spam one of those types, then
Right.
sure.
It's not like it's not a good set, and it's not something that you can run every week and have success with. It is a good thing to randomly bring sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, I feel
Oh.
like
Okay.
No,
well,
that's
we,
okay.
we
I was
knew
gonna
who
say
leading.
Rune.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Rune looked like a good lead into everything but Pawn, really. Like even Tentacruel kind of doesn't
probably
want to stand
tanks
against EQ.
Pawn. I think it tanks Pawn.
I guess Curum doesn't want to either,
Yeah.
or it doesn't want to be in against Curum
Terra
either, rather.
Lucha,
Maybe
right?
Tentacruel to like counter setup, like counter hazards, and then also like toxic it if it needs to.
I'm expecting just like Water Pawn. A sub will immune
That is Water
the Will-O-Wisp, or just spikes. Hope that it doesn't Willow.
Poltergeist.
It didn't Willow.
Didn't Willow.
It 8.
Yeah, not even doing 50% with the Horn Leech. And it takes
No more water
Wandering
absorb for
Spirit.
you.
So now you can spray him with a squirt gun or something. Oh, missed the Poltergeist.
I
Oh,
forgot
I
about
remember
it
this
getting
game.
water absorb though. To be honest.
Yeah. I remember this now. So yeah, so that crits brings it down there. This next play, so misses Poltergeist again, that's 2 misses in a row. And that
Oh, no.
actually matters because if either of those hit, so we see what happens, he dies. He takes the Ogre Pawn down with him.
Oh man.
If either of those Poltergeists had hit, there's a chance that Ogre Pawn is just in range to click Synthesis instead, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So your one chance is that you got critted by the Horn Leech to get into Custap range. You might have been in it anyway, even without the crit. I don't know. You get critted into range for Custap. You've missed twice, so they have no reason to click Synthesis, and they just click Horn Leech again. That's the only outcome where you get your Destiny Bond kill.
True.
It's so
So
funny.
getting crit and missing was actually extremely
It's
good for Metro.
strategic. Yeah.
Just how she drew it up.
And well, now the ghost type is gone, so Tentacruel can just
Yeah.
spin these rocks away, and now there's just 3 layers of spikes up.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, true.
Probably
Do it
didn't
again.
matter though, right? Because Tentacruel's physical defense is pretty bad.
Yeah, maybe.
It
Maybe
might-
we
it
don't know
might
if it's
just
like
kill
banned in
outright.
Melm or anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is a fine switch. I feel like it,
spikes
yeah,
are
just
gonna
Willows.
start chipping though. That's like a lot of damage for this entirely grounded team except for Halutra.
Oh my crit.
That's a big crit.
It's okay. It can slack here. It's chilling. Oh.
Mm,
Oh my!
Oh,
How much did the
it's
Dragon
fast.
Wait,
do? 53. Why does
Is
this feel
Metro clicking?
faster? Why does this feel faster than normal? Like it feels like the turns
What do you
are
mean?
going- It feels like
Oh.
the game is moving faster. I have to check if it's on normal. Hold on, I
Good.
just want to go back here. I was just reading the chat because I want to see. So it's 53 with the crit.
yeah.
So you could just slack off there.
I expected it personally, but honestly, I would have
Yeah,
lost my
yeah,
Dirge
it
there
is.
to a Zap Cannon.
Well,
Or I
that
guess
guy
if it
missed.
I guess if it was Draco, it would have maybe killed too. That's something that's important to note about the Dirge versus Bolt matchup, or Dirge versus any Dragon matchup, is the it's not like Clefable. They can ignore Draco, but
Right.
Dirge ignores the Draco drops.
Yeah, it's actually
Like
it's
special
one of those
attack drops, right?
situations
It's
where
actually a bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it does matter for Clefable too, because like, and I've noticed this for like specifically against like an Archalodon or something, where it's like, yeah, the Draco itself doesn't matter, but whereas another Mon could like bait out a Draco that can tank it,
And
get this attack drop, and then Clefable can or something, a fairy could come in and be like, okay, well now with your attack dropped, I'm not as worried about your flash cannon.
Yeah.
If Clefable comes in on that after it has dropped its special attack, it still just hits it with a full power flash cannon.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like it is the main drawback of Unaware for sure. It's just ignoring that.
Well, regardless, when's the last time we've seen Zap Cannon Blunder Policy? I can't say I remember.
Specifically on Raging
I'm
Bolt.
a Hypnosis Blunder Policy fan, but
True.
Zap Cannons. Yeah.
So no Draco.
Another Moxie Crocodile. Are we sure this isn't a Hisuian Zoroark?
Oh.
Yeah, you did. He's so fast. He just glides.
I'm curious what the reason for staying in there was. I mean, you have a Dirge and a Cura.
Maybe calling out. Then again, you put the Rilla in front of the Croak, right? Like, so I would think that maybe you're calling out a U-turn, because a U-turn, if you survive,
Go for the knock and just get damage.
Yeah, if you survive whatever he clicks, like either way, your U-turn would kill him if he stayed in. So so U-turn's not a bad play here. So I think you're just kind of banking on you're getting rid of his band or something if Rillaboom's greedy. But click the glide. Glide's also not a bad play. It's just you got to be worried about the Dirge switching in specifically if you don't know that this is banded yet. Because it might not be banded, it might just go into high horsepower and then you're slower. So there's a slack off, back to full. Look at the Mega Guard, paralyzing.
Yeah, makes sense. No, I don't know if
People.
Melm is faster than Dirge now.
It's not a Trick Room team, I don't think, so it might not be mid speed.
Yeah, it might have a little bit of invest. Like, I mean, especially if you're running Thunderwave though on some of your team, I would imagine that you run Melm with enough speed to outspeed those paralyzed things. Usually,
Remember who we're talking about here. We just saw a Blunder
Well, I do
Policy,
know that-
Zap Cannon, Raging Bolt.
that's true. But I also know that you have sometimes a hand in Metro's building, and surely
Not this one.
you would think about that.
This is all her.
This is a Metro original.
This was cooked up in an airport. I do know that.
Oh god.
She asked for help, and then I said I can help in 15 minutes, and she was like, "Well, I'm getting on a flight in like 15 minutes." I was like, "Well, sorry." and then the game went live, and I was like, "Well, I guess that's that. The game is starting." But yeah. Anyway, Hex doesn't kill. Shadow Ball would have.
Oh,
Shadow Ball would have if you're not running. Oh, you are. Running
We've had this conversation before. Moonblast does negative.
But it does. It
And I
would
guess
drop this
it's-
attack.
It's Moonblast for like Throat Chop, Valiant, I would imagine, or even like Scarf Throat Chop. Crook.
Yeah. Well, and also, it is dropping this attack. Like that did kind of set it back a little bit, right? With the one attack drop. The
Might matter
taunt.
here, for the Willow.
Yeah, it has to be for the Wisp. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Nice.
into the Throat Chop.
And the Throat Chop.
This was like one of the. This is like a. That was like an insane. Yeah. I remember seeing that and be like, Jesus, that's so
Poor
brutal.
Poor Stella's like, yo, can I play the game now? Like
that was like perfect prep. When you're building a set like this is the scenario you dream about.
It's unburdened.
Oh my god. Wait, but that also means that the next Throat Chop can't kill.
What's it doing to you?
Hexing.
Or slacking off, but like I guess slack off actually would kind of outpace it, right? Because if it only did 49% with the dark boost, you would survive. You'd be able to slack off, but then again, you just have a full pair. I feel like you eventually just lose anyway. Acro just
Acro
kills.
kills. Oh, great.
It is terrifying, yeah. With
But this doesn't kill, so there's no. Oh my god, it was close though.
That is close.
Oh, if that had a boost, that probably just won.
Yeah, but
yeah, Rilla comes in.
Rilla
maybe
kills.
Choppel.
This very fast Rillaboom.
Maybe Choppleberry will finish off the Valiant. Unless this just kills, no way, right?
No, well, it is banded, so that's yeah. I think we calc that, and that crit, I don't believe mattered.
It's just Assault Vest. Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, no, because we were talking about that because the crit here, or no, that wasn't a crit. It was a different crit. We were talking about the crits that mattered in this game, and I think that one didn't matter. We looked at it, and it was like literally the minimum roll was like without a crit, the minimum roll was just barely not killing. Like it was a very favored roll without the crit.
So it had a slight chance of living, but then it got crit, so just removed that chance.
Yeah, pretty much. And so it was still a favored roll. So realistically, that crit doesn't matter that much. It's just confirming a high roll, basically.
That Melm just barely living.
Yeah, but the Melm living there is like that's.
These spikes really added up a lot of damage. But what's crazy is the grassy terrain won the game for Metro here.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Melm was in for one turn before this, where it got a little bit of recovery. Like earlier in the game.
On the terrain? I don't think it was.
Maybe it wasn't in on terrain.
No. It wasn't.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, never mind. It was just skill that won this game for Metro.
True, just like the last game with the freezes.
Yeah. So is there no Sword Stance on Lucha?
Yeah, we saw taunt and 3 attacks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess we did.
5 moves?
Huh.
It was adamant. That's why I got Kyurem so low. And that mattered. Like, getting it into 2% versus getting it to, like, 10 to 15% is probably the difference between Grassy Glide.
Yep.
You know, being a confirmed
honestly.
kill. Maybe Banded Glide would still kill if it's just a fully offensive Kyurem. It's just a single resist.
Metro says in chat, Kyurem was a roll in her favor to live the CC. It was 27% to die, and Melm had a 56% chance to die to the Aura Sphere. So that was like a low Aura Sphere roll then. But that was Assault Fest, right?
I don't think it was Assault Fest.
No? Yeah, it was AB. You passed it.
Oh, it was. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh,
yeah,
max,
and that
max
full staffing vest mattering.
Yeah, but no HP, though. Just attacks. But
that's okay. This is pretty standard.
No
it has so much
investment.
HP that it doesn't matter.
And it was adamant, so it was just minimum. Like, it was just its regular lower speed.
Yeah.
Without the reduction.
Yeah. Well, GG. Almost as close of a game as you can possibly have.
Goodbye, Professor.
Yeah,
Drix.
that's close to the lowest last mon I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In the end game screen.
I've won one with 1%, and not from a
Didn't ask.
I was about to say that.
But you know who was on that team though? Rillaboom
Was
and
it
Raging
monkeys?
I was about to say monkeys, so
Bolt. It was Rillaboom and Raging Bolt. They were on that team, and I think it was
That's
Raging
two
Bolt
monkeys.
that lived with 1%. Yeah, that
Is
is.
Rinarigus a monkey?
No, it's a rock.
I mean, it's what? A rock.
It's a rock. Yeah.
It's not
Really,
a rock.
It's ground, but it is.
It is not a rock.
It's a rock, but it's ground type.
That's like saying Sudowoodo's a rock.
True.
It's clearly a tree.
Yeah, it's a tree. Another Dirge and another Valiant. Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait.
Who's
another
voting
Mence?
for these Valiant replays?
Yeah, and another Mence.
And another.
Okay.
Mence.
So, yeah, GG to the two Swarm players.
Don't give her.
Did it matter?
Don't give her.
Did it matter for
GG.
playoffs? I don't remember.
both of them made playoffs.
It did and didn't. So it was like so it actually didn't put Metro into playoffs, even though with a better diff, Metro could have taken Stella's spot. She ended up under her still, but winning that game still gave her the last playoff spot when that opened up.
Right. Nice. So ended up working out for both of them. Congrats to them.
Yeah.
Okay, last replay we have. This is Mudkip versus Handy. I think we've seen a few Handy games, but nobody submitted any friggin' replays for highlights. So
And Handy's had some hype
here
games.
we are. Yeah, and these have been great games. So we see Weezing, Zygarde, Crown. I think it's Terra Crown, Terra Blastoise.
Now we got Terra Bug, Coco, Terra Bug, Valiant, Terra Bug,
Oh.
Weezing. That's a mistake.
Uh-huh.
Terra Bug, Zygarde, and Terra Fairy.
Crown. Cool. As opposed to on the other side, we have poison
Mints.
type.
That's got to be the other one.
Mints. Is this some nefarious Terra scheming going on here, where Handy's pretending to be nice and putting everything to Stellar, but really poison looks like Stellar anyways?
I don't think it's nefarious. I think Stellar, everyone's setting everything to Stellar is pretty common. Now setting everything to Bug and then making your Terra Captain Grass. Now that would be
something to Bug.
nefarious.
You can't get that confused with anything except like specifically Grass.
Yeah.
But then you can go Stellar.
Or Ice and then flying.
Nobody
Just
would
like-
ever do that.
It's like the
Especially on their
Somali.
spellbomber.
Yeah, like the Somali check.
I don't want to talk about that stupid one anymore.
Yeah. Bam.
Yo, Handy, yeah, it is you. Congrats, you made it to the stream.
It's
for the third time.
Handy. Is it the third time?
Yeah. We did Handy
Yeah.
twice in a row, like near the beginning of the season, and then there's been like 4 other Handy replays submitted for highlights, and we've had to deny them multiple times because we're like, okay, let's give someone else a chance. I know this game was hype. Let's give someone else a shot.
The greatest
We
hits.
gotta look at someone else.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Okay, so this is Mudkip, who I believe was, I don't remember if he was actually top seed or just like top 4.
I think he was second seed, right?
Hmm.
Or maybe he
And
was
if I
top
remember
and dropped
correctly,
down.
Handy was playing for their playoff life.
Yes.
Oh wait,
double
somebody
check here.
pointed out in the chat last stream that wasn't it impossible for Mudkip specifically to get first seed because of the diff? And there was like whoever won the two, like the first and third seed were playing each other or something.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
there was no way for him to get into first because the person in first losing meant that the person below him who
Yeah,
already had
I
a
think it
better
was,
diff
like-
than him would have jumped him for first. So I think he was just second.
Yeah,
seed.
like first and third would maybe swap based on the results, but neither
Yeah.
of them would ever be second.
Yeah. But Mudkip might have also been one of those players, like one of the players that were potentially able to swap.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
remember if he was the one in the middle or not.
Meanwhile, for Handy though, there was a small scenario where like there were a lot of 4 and 4 or people hovering 4 and 4 and 3 and 5, with him being the same, also hovering the same. I think he was 3-4 at the time, and there was potential for a 3-5 to make it in. So Handy doesn't necessarily have to win, but winning means that the stars don't have to align. But even then, it's still like extremely unlikely. So he is playing for a big win, a lot of diff, to try and make the top 6 cut.
Well, let's see if he pulls it off. The monkey store. Oh, the money store. Never mind.
No,
Wow,
it's
we
money.
We got all
Got monkey on the
caps.
mind.
All caps in the names.
Surely this is coordinated.
Yeah.
It'll be like
Well,
my,
Handy's done song lyrics. for
oh
his
true.
Nicknames every week.
Mm.
This is gonna be like my playoff bracket predictions where it's just all caps.
Yeah.
I'm so confident that I'm gonna win that I'm yelling.
So treads into
Last season,
Coco's
we're
a
entitled
pretty
Nahyma's
good.
seen the future, and this person wins.
Yes.
Treads into
you're looking
Coco
at-
is a pretty good scenario here, because you get
For the
you,
treads, yeah.
you immune and resist the stabs. You get your Quark Drive. This is pretty much exactly what you want. I'm surprised that Mudkip would lead the Coco into the potential treads for that.
Yeah,
reason.
especially if we see like a speed boost here, which it is
It
speed.
is, yeah.
So this is crazy. You probably just volt switch.
Quake. I mean,
Earthquake, I think, is an inaccuracy. T-spikes are big, but the
Treads
spinner
is
being
immune.
immune to toxic is completely fine.
Yeah.
This is Mega Dancy, just for the record.
Mr.
Eight.
Uh,
That's a
yum.
dead Diancie.
That move hit 2 times, by the way.
I think I see the play there. It was thinking they were just going to call mine, because why would you leave the Diancie in front of the Iron Crown?
True.
So calling out the Calm Mind, which it usually does. Like we've seen a lot of Terra crowns across these divisions, and it does like to Calm Mind as soon as it comes in. So I don't think it was the worst play. You know, if you're setting it back a little bit there, and then you swap after that, after you've shown that you're staying in and clicking Mystical Fire. But you just click the move, so now you're dead.
Okay, let me see the leftovers on this Marvel scale Milotic. Let me see it. Chilling water?
There it
It's
is.
leftovers. Let's go.
That, but it's also
It's
what
not
is
flame orb.
competitive?
I guess it could be competitive in a defog wheezing or something.
Yeah.
Alluring voice. That does negative damage. This volt switch is eating it up. Now, luckily, this is just a poison, not like a toxic, so Milo
Yeah.
can actually just stay in here.
That crit did 18%.
Wow. So that's AV Blastoise for sure.
Yeah.
And you can just recover every time Crown is in, because you know it's going to volt
Yeah.
switch. Yep. I mean, you are chipping away this Blastoise every turn, little by little, but you also are running out of PP.
Holy crap, Creed lyrics.
I like Creed.
Holy
Psychic
crap.
Noise. Oh, Psychic Noise is a good bring here as well, and specifically good into the Milo.
Hmm.
I don't know
Found
about-
the play pattern.
I don't know about Specs Psychic Noise, though, but
Is that what it
I mean,
is?
hey, do what you gotta do. I don't think we necessarily know for sure, because it could be like FizzDef Milo
Yeah.
and not Specs Crown, but I'm pretty sure it's Specs versus Spidef. This might have Ice Beam, but Poison is procced.
Well, okay, so we've pretty much seen that Blastoise is AV. I feel like
Yes.
Draco isn't really doing much to it.
It wouldn't have killed for sure.
Well, yeah, but like, how much does it even do? You kind of give him a turn
Oh,
to do what he wants.
Scarf Treads.
That's nice.
This is Scarf Treads.
Scarf treads with booster speed on the terrain.
Yeah, sheesh. I mean, it makes sense to get to claim like another booster speed Valiant, right?
Yeah.
And I guess also +1 Zygarde. Yeah, I do like that bring. How many recovers are left on Milo here? Maybe 3?
4.
4?
Does it use the PP when you try and
Oh, Mirror Coat!
recover?
Massive. Why wasn't this clicking this on the Volt switches? Oh, it's not Specs.
Yeah, I think we saw it do something into Volt Switch earlier, actually.
Yeah, packing her into Volt Switch earlier, right?
Yeah.
This eats
Yeah,
Rocky
we saw
Helmet.
it, Yeah.
Not spinning yet.
Toxic,
I
yeah.
feel like is I don't
I'm
want to say a
surprised-
misplay, but
hold
like
on.
going into the poison type to get rid of the spikes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so he terrored the Ments, and the Ments has come in on Weezing multiple times already. Now you resist Sludge Bomb, and you clear the T-Spikes. Why not now?
And revealing that you're special means you kind of don't care about taking a Willow. It kind of sucks, but
Yeah.
it'll give you time to roost as well and clear the spikes. I feel like that's what you need here.
Light screen.
Taunt the Mew, yep. And he says, the reason I Draco just so I can get Terra Poison up, so it can suck up spikes. But then you didn't do that. You let Mew get poisoned.
Yeah. I do see staying in to get the Terra if you're not worried about Blastoise.
Yeah.
But yeah, then just bring him in sooner.
Poison is a good type, though, especially into the Valiant and the
Yeah.
Coco, so... And I don't think Valiant has much reason to run a Psychic coverage move, other than specifically predicting Terra Poison.
Flipstone does a lot there.
I forgot about Mirror Coat sooner than that. Oh, no.
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, if you had gotten a Mirror Coat proc onto Blastoise, it, oh, it's just
You
leftovers. It's
outspeed
not
the
even assault rifle.
Blastoise? I guess it does just naturally outspeed.
Yeah, it has
I didn't
81
realize that.
speed.
He is a turtle.
Something I learned recently, actually, Overmat taught me this, is Milo just has Gyarados' stats, but flipped around.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Oh, because it turns in from a useless little carp.
Yeah.
Like Gyarados does. That's funny.
Did they?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Did they add this?
Oh, refresh.
No, I think
No.
it just stands out more because it's underneath because of how long the name is.
Yeah, usually it's to the right of the name.
Okay.
Or like to the right of the gender sign, rather.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Is that the last recover?
2 more. You
Two
guys
more?
are
Holy crap, this my
garbage
Lodica
at
is
counting.
never dying.
To be fair, it has been psychic noised multiple times. So.
It's funny to see the defensive Terra Water Blastoise just for extra flip turn damage. It makes sense. It's
It's
completely
confused
fine.
now.
Oh,
Well, your other Terra Captain is the Crown, so
yeah,
why
and Crown's
not click
dead.
it?
So.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally no reason not to at that point.
Okay, this is a nothing snooze fest.
Do we want to click through?
Honestly, I think the play is keep spamming Rapid Spin. Don't even let Milo Mirror Coat you, because you're just taking damage, and let it just run out of recovers.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you just coach him?
Yeah. Sorry, is this ghosting?
Yeah.
Okay, gets the Scald on the non-Mirror Coat turn. Now this is gaming. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Now here
Yeah,
comes
that's
the
the
recover.
recover
So you
here, yeah.
Scald, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Alluring Voice.
Alluring Voice is a good counter for the rapid spins though. Like if he does just start spamming rapid spin,
Oh, true. I didn't even think about that.
'cause
Alluring
that's how he
Voice.
gets confused.
Yes.
But now you're still faster. Wait. Oh no, yeah, he has the rapid spin.
Are there no recovers left? I thought it still had.
I'm pretty
recovery.
sure it used them all.
He
Oh, it was out of recovers.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with hard switching there instead of clicking flip turn, by the way. Because if you get poisoned, that's really... Or sorry, if you get confused flinch, that's really tough.
Yeah. You mean self-fit?
It's a flinch.
Good wolf.
It's like how everything in Magic is kicker, everything in Pokemon is a flinch.
Oh, if Mew weren't toxic, he'd be alive.
Yeah, you can maybe get another screen here and go off with Mence. I also really feel like you got a Roost. I think that just means it doesn't have Roost. It's just 4 attacks. What's Mence revealed right now?
Draco Air / Hydro Pump.
Last move,
Might
probably
be
Fire.
AV. It might be AV.
Assault Vest, true. Kind of heat.
Like Terra Poison AV versus the
Oh, didn't
Valiant.
Ironhead.
What did he click? Did he click Quake?
Yeah, well,
It-
it just killed Coco.
It's Heavy Slam instead of Ironhead.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
that still kills.
So if Dirge comes out into Valiant instead to reset Treads, I feel like that's maybe the play.
Yeah. Well, no, you're just dead there.
But there is a Mence still up too.
But it's
Mence,
AV.
Mence should be able to kill this
It's not AV,
Blastoise.
it's lefties.
Oh, it is lefties. Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
it's not AV Blastoise. Hey, just
Oh,
go
that
for
just
it.
kills.
Nice.
Nice.
Let's go.
Crazy game. This technically could have kept Handy's playoff
I think we
run
need a better
alive,
diff than +1.
but needed a much better diff. So Handy ended at 4-4 -1 and missed playoffs to Roy Ace, who was 4-4 +3. So he needed 4 more,
Yeah,
Differential?
he would have needed a 5-0.
a 5-0, yeah. So,
Which would have been hard against. I mean, this team ended up being kind of bulky just to kind of break through. Mostly the Blastoise.
yeah, and kind of surprisingly, like Blastoise put in a lot of work.
Yeah. And you know what's
And the,
interesting?
Iron Crown.
So we were talking earlier, saying like, oh, that Draco against the AV Blastoise, that's a garbage decision. That would have done a lot of damage if it.
It
hit.
wasn't AV, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know what we were talking about. I guess we just didn't notice the leftovers.
Yeah, because it did. He heals lefties. It did at least 63. And now let's go
Yep.
back. It was pretty early on, right?
Yeah.
It was maybe this turn. No.
Yeah, it missed a Draco on the Wheezing the first time it was in.
Oh, was it the Wheezing? I thought it was the Blastoise that it was in front of.
Is it here?
It was here.
I think-
It was here.
Yeah.
So that would have done at least 63. We don't know how much more because it killed. That would have maybe secured the 5-0 with the poisoned Melodic who beats everything but this Blastoise stalling it out.
Does it beat everything though?
I don't know. It looked like
So,
Blastoise
it
was the biggest issue.
probably going to be out of recovers anyways, and there's still a Coco alive.
Yeah, true. I mean, the Coco. What's Coco doing with the tread still up though? I don't know.
Clicking
yeah,
U-turn.
It was a good.
Just happy you got the dub.
Game.
Yeah, that was a crazy game, really tight, and obviously also crazy. As you said, Mudkip was the first seed at the time of this game.
Oh, is that what it was?
Losing this game did drop Mudkip to second seed going into playoffs, but
wait, no, that's impossible. I thought we just said that second seed couldn't have changed.
You, I think, just had the wrong person.
So, well, then doesn't that mean that he dropped to third seed though?
Nope. So I don't know. I don't know what you were thinking of, but I feel like I gaslit myself based on whatever you were remembering. That was not the case. But Mudkip could never have dropped below second because of how crazy his diff is. Maybe that's what you were thinking.
Or maybe somebody else who could have jumped was like lost their game.
I'm not sure. Regardless,
Yeah, so
Mudkip's diff is actually just insane. He's 6-2 with plus 23. Which, if I look over at other divisions, the highest is plus 13, plus 18, 7-1 plus 18, by the way. And then plus 12 in All-Star with 6-2.
Oh, it was Swarm. It was because Drix had played his game already. So we knew that the thing that they couldn't switch around. Yeah.
Well, unfortunate way to go out for Handy, but I hope you're happy with your performance, especially going
Why is
even.
that an unfortunate way to go?
Pretty good. What do you mean? Because he didn't make playoffs on the win.
Yeah, but you gotta. I think that's a fortunate way to go out of the season though, because you went out on a win, even if you didn't make playoffs.
I guess, but I'm kind of going on the like getting the win gave you a little bit of hope of getting in, and then the other people around you also won, but just won better.
Is that?
I don't know. Would you rather be told flat out about some bad news, or would you rather?
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that everyone
else.
else. I didn't realize that everyone else also won. I thought that the chances were already slim, unless like everyone.
The chances were very slim, but the
like,
win
at least with the only plus one.
Yeah.
But either way, it was a good game.
Yeah. And once again, I mean, I know we've spoken about Handy and his performance and his attitude throughout the season. Always looking forward to see you play. We hope you come back for an off season despite not making playoffs. And yeah, man, keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out. And that does it for our replays. We do. I forget. Did we want to go over the actual docs, or do we just want to check out the?
I have the docs up, but like really, everything that we're gonna talk about on the docs are also just on the brackets, because that's all we have to jump to, I think. Unless you want to just like take a quick look and just say, hey, look, better diff than first seed, right?
Well, the kill leaders, like the Pokemon leaderboards, will all be finalized now because they don't track any playoff performance. So we can take a look at these.
Thundy.
We do see, yeah. I don't think too much has changed here. I think Mega Pinsir fainted in the last game.
So drop,
but it didn't drop anywhere. Yeah.
Oh, it's not a Terra, that's right.
Iron Hands, I think, did some work for Tony in the final week too.
Crown could have, if Crown didn't die so early, it could have taken the second spot here.
True,
okay,
but it did get at least a KO that game, which put it into undisputed third instead of tying with Hands.
Well, it's not undisputed. It's not undisputed third. It's tied for second.
I'm looking at the overall KO. Yeah.
They both have 14.
And plus 12.
Yeah. I'm saying it's tied for second. It's not.
I'm not talking about Pinsir. I'm talking about Hands.
Oh, no. I was saying Crown.
Crown and Hands is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But Crown they were tied for third before, right?
Yeah, so now it's undisputed third.
But it's not third, it's second. He's tied for second. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, actually, isn't it most of the time you say like if you tie for like if two people tie, it's the lower of the rankings?
I think
Pretty
that's
sure
just
that's how it works.
for like if you're dishing out like winnings basically.
Yeah.
And I think it's for like a bracket where everyone's not playing everyone, where you don't have like a tiebreaker. Usually, a first, second, and third have like a tiebreaker, like a loser's bracket or something. But no such thing in the KO leaderboard. But
Very true.
I mark them as second because then I have third place as whoever is behind
So
them.
hands would be third place.
Like when I do the graphics, I have like first, second, third. If there's a tie, I have them both listed for second, and then I have third for whoever was after them.
You don't have fourth for whoever's after.
No, it's just because it's just in order. It's like
Yeah.
first tied for second, and then third. Like if
Yeah.
you're ranking the number of kills as first place, second place, third place, and it's like these guys fit into the one that was worth second place,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just
It's
because
like
there's so many.
The second place category is Mons with 14 KOs.
Right, exactly. Whereas
Gotcha.
if you were doing like players in a playoff, then it's like, yeah, it's harder to like you wouldn't like say like, oh, tied for second, you'd be tied for third.
Only coming in with that Crown wasn't picked up until week 2.
Oh, damn, true.
Oh wow. Wait,
Putting in a lot of
who had Crown before that? Because I thought Crown was in every division at least as a Terra captain. Maybe not true.
Maybe we were wrong.
Maybe we talked about it on stream and we're like, wow, a lot of people are running Terra Crown. And
Yeah.
then
It is something we're
Mudkip
looking
saw
at. It's definitely overperformed what I
Yeah.
thought it would. Maybe it's just because a lot of people are running it and running teams that
It
are
is.
reliant on it. I'm not sure. I don't think there's a problem with Amon that's the centerpiece of your offense getting a lot of KOs.
Yeah.
But the thing we have to look at is whether it was really the focal point or if it was just nabbing random KOs because it's just genuinely good.
Yeah, it's just a good one. I think it's also worth noting that it's kind of a similar typing situation to like the dragon steel types like Archaludon, where steel type being able to just change into a different type when you already immune poison, which is a common counterplay to set up, you already resist so many things, and just being able to change that on your setup turn is just kind of broken. I think that's kind of why it's like it just does so much, and there's so much you have to predict as the person standing in front of it to be like, well, really is it gonna Terra this turn?
Yeah, you can't really prep for like Calm Mind Iron Crown with Toxic, assuming that it's gonna Terra.
Yeah,
because it's just already immune to it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's the same problem with steel types, just for that reason. Just like being able to, like a steel type that can set up on the turn that it terras is just broken. Excadrill is another one where we unbanned it, and I don't know, has that done as well as we thought?
Well, Drill's nowhere near as bulky as Crown, so usually the counterplay to it is just hitting it.
Yeah, and honestly, for Drill, ground steel is a pretty good defensive typing, just having the immunities that it has. So realistically, it's like you're not even necessarily like putting yourself in a better position by tearing on that turn. Whereas Crown is just kind of, you could just kind of click Terra on the turn, and there's not a lot that can go wrong unless you're sitting in front of something that hits both things, as in they guessed perfectly correctly as to what your Terra type was going to be.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so
it wasn't even the leader.
A little bit.
We have the Terra Thundi.
Thundi I think Thundi really just got off like one crazy 6-0 after another. It was like, actually I think it got 2 sweeps in a row, which skyrocketed up to the top.
Yeah.
Because I think Sweets just started saying, I'm tired of running like, I don't know, just coverage moves. I want to slap some shit, and ran like Dual Dance, Terra Blast, Thunderbolt just a bunch of times in a row, and it did a lot of work. So it's another thing that, I mean, like, Thundi has been notorious for being a really terrifying captain for a little while. We got to do a little bit of like chicken and egging, where we determine whether it's too good or if it's performing because it's the focal point.
I think Thundi even though it's very good and has shown that it's very good in these divisions, I think it's actually okay as a Terra Captain. I think there's a very clear difference in how toxic it is compared to something like Crown that uses that Terra turn to just set up and like with its typing. Thundy has an inherent risk with it, where it's you either have a coverage type that can be really good for it, or like, and if you do that, you don't have flying stab to hit anything with, or if you're planning on running it for its flying stab, you're kind of stuck tearing it into Terra Flying. Like if you bring it as Terra Flying and you have Terra Blast on your moveset, now it's like, can you even really Terra your other captain, or is Thundy just gonna fall flat because it's basically just T-Bolt with like an 80 base power normal move, right? Like I think that there are more drawbacks with it kind of built into it, that you have to like make more specific decisions for it, that it ends up being fine, even though it's a really good Terra Captain. I just think it's a better example of like, this one does what a Terra Captain is supposed to do, and it has the drawbacks that are intended for Terra, which is that you can't Terra your other captain if you plan on Terraing this one, and that you have to choose between coverage or, you know, having your stab that you need.
Well, it has most coverage. The only things that it really goes into
fire
is...
It needs...
what does it need fire for?
Electric, or I mean for steel.
Thunderbolt usually hits it strong enough, and it has Focus Blast.
Yeah, but Focus Blast, like.
And what is the steel type gonna do to Thundy?
I'm trying to think. There was a, or no, you know what it was? I think I've seen it for like the grass steel types, like Ferrothorn is one where it's like just having the fire move to hit it with is nice. And also even just like, if you don't want to rely on Focus Blast, just doing Terra Fighting and just doing Terra Blast with that.
Yep.
But either way, I think it's very strong. It's a very good Terra Captain, but I think it's like exactly, if we're gonna have Terra legal, it's kind of like exactly what a Terra Captain should be, as opposed to something like Blood Moon Ursaluna or Iron Crown, where it's just like, or a Chaladon, where it's like, here's the entire game on this turn. You either win or you lose.
You think Iron Crown is like Ursaluna Blood Moon level?
Not that strong, but it's the same kind of Terra Captain, where it's like you are trying to get your setup turn off of Terra, just giving you the immunity that you want, and you're not always running Terra as like a coverage option, which I think it's more fair as, or if you're strictly a defensive mon and it's like, oh, defensive, like a ground weak mon on a levitate, or a ground weak Terra on a levitate mon, like that's fine because it's usually defensive mon. This is a offensive mon that gets to defensively Terra just to set up and just to kill you, and I think, and that's what like Bursa does. That's what our Chaladon does. I mean, our Chaladon's it's a little different, but it's the same kind of idea where it's like it's setting up because you touched it, right? Like it gets stamina.
I think you might be undervaluing Volt Absorb, because being flying or even like water type for ground types is really strong. And
it is strong.
It basically turns into a defensive Terra, even though it's also an offensive Terra a lot of the time.
Right. I'm not saying that defensive Terras in general are what break it. I'm saying that it's a mon that is like defensive enough that you can't just hit it neutrally, right? Like, because Thundy is still gonna not want to get hit neutrally by something that hits both. Like, once you see what its Terra type is, you might have a mon that can just come and be like, all right, either way I hit this, right? Like, even though I'm not hitting it for its weakness, I can hit it something strong. If it's Terra Flying, then it's taking Rock's chip. If it's not boot, like, you know, I just think there's more to kind of play around. Even though it's broken because it's kind of by design broken as the Terra Captain, and I just don't think it's an RNG. Not even RNG. RNG is the wrong word, because it's not RNG whether or not you Terra on Iron Crown, but it's less like troll randomness, just not knowing what you're about to face. And then you face the thing that you weren't ready for, or you face the thing that you were entirely prepared for, and you got the 50-50 wrong. Like, that's, I think, very.
I think you're just describing what Terra does. And this is like a lot of the community's qualms with Terra in general.
Yeah, I hate Terra for those reasons, but I think that on a steel type specifically, like on a steel type that sets up Calm Mind specifically, where it's like boosting your spit out. Like, it's, I don't know. I just think I think that's very different from Thundy getting a nasty plot off, right? Where like you're already hitting it for something. I don't know. Like I said many times, I'd be fine with Terra just being banned. But if we're keeping it legal, I think Thundi is an example of a mon that uses it well and is broken with Terra by design. Crown and other steel types like Gambit, like Archaladon, they kind of ruin it. They kind of ruin it for everyone. Specifically because Terra into setup is so good that when you immune toxic before Terra, it just makes it not fun. Especially in that deck where toxic.
So is it worse? Is it worse to be immune to toxic and then Terra into something that makes you vulnerable to it than having somebody prep for your setup with toxic and then Terra into something that immunes it?
I think because there are only two things that immune it, you can, and both of those two things are weak to ground. I just think there are more options for that. If that's the one thing that you're concerned about is that they Terra into something that's immune to toxic, bring something for that. Bring something for the steel or poison type on your, like, bring a ground coverage move or something, right? So many of the toxic users are ground types anyway, right? Like Quagsire, Purge, all the mud boys with their toxic. I think that's different because, and also if you click toxic on the turn that they Terra, you still got the Terra out in that case too, where it's like, again, if you have an answer for poison or steel Terra, and that was like the thing that you were worried about, and you brought an answer for it anyway, it's very different from, oh, they didn't Terra and I just used toxic and I just wasted a turn and they got Calm Mind and now they still have Terra if they want to, or they can Terra their other guy. Like that I don't know. That's why I think it's a problem, and it's specifically on these ones that are bulky.
Once again,
steel types are usually bulky too. So it's maybe not specifically the steel type thing, but just because you said Exegil is a good example of one where it's like, yeah, it doesn't really fit that theme because Exegil does just kind of take a hit. He doesn't take a hit. He doesn't want to take a hit. It's specifically the Gen 9 power creep steel types that they give us. Archaladon, Iron Crown, King Gambit. Those are three perfect examples, I think, of exactly what I'm talking about. Where it just kind of sucks. Like, it's just like nobody likes to fight that.
I think you just don't like Terra and should start drafting more stat sticks. Because stat sticks don't care what type you are. They'll hit you really hard. And even if you change into something that's neutral to a Blood Moon, you still take a lot of damage. And I think that's what is starting to separate players who were good in like Gen 6 to 8 to players now, because they're not used to drafting things that just solve their problems through violence all the time and try to get away with like dirtily pivoting, toxic stalling, hazard chipping, which I think is a fine strategy. But then you run into something like that flips you with Terra and you cry because you didn't draft appropriate to the generation, in my opinion.
No, I think
there's a lot of people who struggle similarly.
I think it's also acknowledging how much power creep there has been, whereas people will still look at like some of the old greats and be like, how can I go wrong with my Excadrill and my and my Kyurem, and then Kyurem's a bad example.
Yeah, Kyurem's
still pretty crept. But yeah, no, but you're right, where it's like there are a lot of mons now where it's just like it's like a 13 or 14 point mon, but it's still a stat stick just because it's a paradox mon. Maybe it just has an unfortunate typing, and that's why it's not 20 points, but it'll still power through something with like a neutral stab. But either way, this we talked about this a lot. I think it's relevant to all four divisions though, so that's why I don't really mind.
I think so. I think we can take a
We're
peek.
gonna see this guy again.
Yeah, we can take a peek at the other divisions. Let's count the crowns actually.
Yeah.
Was one. No crown, but the top two divisions are the same.
Is
the top
Crown
two
a Terra Captain here? It's not.
I don't see it. So
was it maybe?
That might be
why. Wait, you know what? I think it's on. Isn't it on Panziska's team? And he had the other two.
Just go to rosters and control F.
Pick one. First slot.
No, I thought that Panziska had like another future Paradox one that wasn't using.
Guess not. It is not drafted.
Yeah, I feel like it has to have been traded, right?
Maybe. So what was up there? It was Drill, Zarude. Zarude is another thing that's really been popping off. And yeah, this Terra Tinglu, Martin's been running like offensive banded, like just full adamant Tinglu, and it's been doing really well. And just terraing it into like a fairy type to get multiple attacks off, or terraing it into like a dark type for the throat chop to just chunk something for 60. It's been doing really well. So I think that's like a pretty fair way of using Terra, of just like, here's this bulky thing that is usually defensive. I have Terra on it, so now it kind of flips that and lets it be a little bit more offensive.
Here's my stat stick that's gonna beat up your Terra Captain.
Yeah.
Well, and also with its ability, one drawback to Terra is that if you have a quad resist before Terra, there's no Terra type that has a quad resist, right?
Yep.
Like, because you're always a mono type. With his ability, he kind of makes like the thing that he wants to resist, if assuming it's a special move, he kind of turns it into a quad resist, or at least like he tanks it better than like terroring on a different mon just to like eat the fairy move, right? So, and
well, if you think about it, terroring from something that's weak to fighting into something that resists fighting is already quartering the damage anyways.
Right, yeah. But it's more like on that specific turn that happens, whereas if we're talking just in general, like later on in the game, it's like you're just not going to click the move on them after they've terrored. But,
and then we do see Drix's Excadrill, and shortly behind that, actually, Drixcadrill. Shortly behind that is Luke's Great Tusk as well. So the top four are actually the exact same for the overall and Terra.
Yeah, well, it's just the top. Weren't we talking about doing it so that we'd have the overall just not include Terra Captains? It was like it was going to be super complicated because of the.
Yeah, I just don't really know how to do that.
Yeah,
so it's something that I do want to look into.
Yeah.
Probably in the off season.
Yeah, for like a future doc.
Yeah.
Because let's just see. I guess Mega Gallade is the first one, but it can't.
Yeah, Gallade, Mega Scizor, Gouging Fire. This is something we looked at before, though, of like how many of these are Terra legal.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Swarm was the one that was like 19. Was the first one where it was legal, but not. And I think it's still the
Coco is not Captain.
And it's 18. Yeah. Everything else is Terra banned. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Crazy.
Okay, well, on to Hustle.
Hustle, we got another Terra
Root again.
Look at that.
Wow. It looks like
we got two.
I don't think Annihilate was like on the top before. I'm pretty sure it was.
It probably just
Quack
6-0'd something, right?
Oh, this is something that, remember, we were gonna try and remember that the Quack used to be a Terra Captain, but was just changed.
Oh yeah.
Or Agent Flame's Iron Crown is
so
now a
Captain. It's fraudulent, is what
before.
you're saying.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
So a lot of these kills that the Quack has was when it was Terra, and then also for Flame's Crown on the other side of the spectrum, like in the Terra leader, it's 7th, even though it wasn't a Terra Captain for very long.
Wait. Oh, on the Terra. Okay,
still looking at the wrong side. Yeah, there you go.
There he is. Iron Crown.
He's back.
Yeah.
Garg is crazy, and I know that you were talking about, I think at the beginning of the season, about how it's crazy.
He's a menace. Yeah.
Maybe it's something that people haven't caught on to yet. Maybe it just ended up having a good season. Who knows?
I think everything you said about Garg still holds true, but I also think that if people don't adapt, or if they're not watching every week and watching the Garg ahead of time, like it's a mon that, like, if you thought that you prepped and you made one mistake, that suddenly you didn't prep, and I think we saw that kind of come through. It's just it's a bulky mon, like it's mono rock type normally, but
it's not really a rock type,
right? But just giving it any type that you want, like, you're not losing a double type or dual typing. You just make it whatever type you want. You resist ghost naturally, and you're immune to toxic. It's like it's a scary mon. They're definitely, I didn't watch all the games. Covert Cloak bodies this mon, but if you didn't bring Covert Cloak,
I don't think it ran Salt Cure very often. I think Salt Cure is actually a trap on Garg sometimes, especially if you're going for like a defensive setup.
Yeah, I think I've dealt with it in a couple different ways. It's one of those things where it's like, if you're creative enough you can deal with it. Like it's pretty counterable in multiple different ways. It's just pretty much never the way that you would normally think to counter a mon like this, because toxic doesn't work, because you don't know what type it's going to be. But what I did one time was actually on a Mungus. I used Worry Seed Toxic to get rid of the Purifying Salt, and then I could Toxic it.
That's funny.
So there's just things that you can do that, like, it's still slow. It's still most threatening after it's clicked Iron Defense 4 times. Like, it's still not gonna, like, it doesn't kill you that quickly, so that you have time to, like, do stuff to it. And even if it's you use Worry Seed and, like, well, I know what's coming next, take him out. It's like, okay, great. Now he has to reset up if he comes back in, and he's not killing Amoonguss with +2 body press, or like he's not killing whatever your poison. You know what I mean? There's options. But still not surprised to see him up here.
Before we move on, I guess we might as well, Leezy, since this was your division, how did you feel about, I guess, your Terra captains? And you have a couple things on the leaderboards here. We have P2 is on the leaderboard, and Iron Valiant. I mean, you said your piece about Valiant.
Yeah,
what about
I really liked P2 with Terra. Just kind of was like a defensive answer for one thing.
It's
like, you just
nice.
kind of said, what can't I wall? All of a sudden, you can wall it.
Yeah. You see,
and then I ran that
too.
offensive Terra Ice P2 set once, and it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. The Life Orb Ice Beam.
Yeah.
People definitely forgot about how good P2 is just in general. Like, you know, you see it in past gens as this massive wall, but being mono normal type and relying on Eviolite kind of, I think, made it fall off in years recent. But yeah, with Terra, like, it just kind of had a new life of just kind of like, hey, remember me? You can't kill me if you didn't bring the right move for me. So
yeah. Did you end up running Trace more often than not, or download?
Yeah, I ran download twice and Trace 5 or 6 times. If I brought P2 to every game, then
how does download work again?
I might have P2 to every game.
How does it determine which boost you get? Is it your stat or the opponent's stat?
Your opponent's defense stat.
Oh, their defense stat. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were like copying whatever their highest offensive stat was.
Yeah, so if their defense is higher than their special defense, you get a special attack boost.
Okay. Because you get a boost for the one that they are weaker against.
Yeah. You're like taking advantage of their weakness, basically.
Right.
You download their defenses and boost the what's gonna hit harder. Yeah.
Got it. I was always confused about that.
More often than not, you're not even going to use the attack boost.
Right, it's just a scout what they're doing. Does it account for like AV or stat boosts or anything like that?
Couldn't tell you.
Probably not AV. But I would think
didn't lab it that hard.
Yeah.
For the 2 games that you brought Trace to, including the offensive Porygon game.
Okay, I'm reading it now. Download takes into account stat, stages, and the effects of Power Trick. However, it does not consider the effects of Hell Items, abilities,
right,
or Wonder Room.
Right. That's kind of like with anything else, or not anything else, but there are a lot of other things where it's like the stat.
Also, I didn't know this.
Doesn't.
In case of a tie between defense and special defense, download increases special attack.
Oh.
Yeah, because those boosts usually go basically like HP to speed, being like 1 to 6. Same with
but it boosts special attack, which I thought would have been
after.
Yeah. So it would. I would think it would read
gets to defense first.
higher first.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's stupid? Porygon doesn't know that they're the same stat.
Yeah.
It should just boost both stats.
You look at Porygon's face and tell me there's a brain in there.
There's not.
I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't lie to you.
The program was corrupted.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Terra
On
Jolteon,
to
I like
our
Terra
final
Jolteon.
division.
This is a low tier Terra Captain, by the way.
Yeah.
Correct.
It did pretty well. It came almost every game and ran the same set, and it took a lot of people by surprise.
It's just a good one.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jolteon's good.
Speaking
of Jolteon.
Fuck off.
Ha ha ha!
This
Still
is
here.
cool, though. This is cool though.
Yeah.
I
So-
like the Terra Lucario.
Yeah, Lucario was great. We do see another crown as well. Lucario is something that, I mean, I've probably talked about it every time we've looked at the standings. Pretty much since it got its first sweep off. I've been super interested to see how it performs. And what's it captained with? I forget. Oh, it's captained with Heatran. No, Lucario still.
Oh, Lucario. Okay.
Yeah.
They heard that.
Captain with Heatran. Who heard what?
There's sirens.
Oh.
Stream probably heard it. I don't think Discord picked it up.
Yeah, Lucario doing really well. Ursaluna, this month's crazy. It's I've drafted it twice now, and it's just kind of become one of my favorites. It was funny. I was talking about how Mega Garchomp was one of my like all-time faves, and how it was kind of like I don't want to say like yeah, it's a certified mod. I don't want to say it was like my flagship, my poster child or anything, but it's a mod that I've drafted a whole bunch over the years, right? Since like Gen 6. But... Yeah, it's not cloth, yeah. And people were surprised. They were like, "Oh, wait, didn't you say Ursaluna's your favorite? Are you really betraying Ursaluna?" I'm like, man,
did you betray him?
What, you spring summer child? Is that what it's the expression is?
Sweet summer child.
Sweet summer child. Oh, you winter autumn
chicken. You winter fall kid. Yeah.
Yeah, and Blood Moon's kind of like Mega Ursaluna when you think about it.
I don't know, but Blood Moon has an awful SPDF stat.
True, and it also doesn't have the attack stat that Ursa has. Are there any Megas that go from anything less than like a mixed attacker to like very specifically the opposite? So like going from a full-on physical attacker to a special attacker as a Mega? Because I know there are some where it's like, oh yeah, you were a shitty mixed attacker starter, but we're gonna like min-max you into one or the other.
Well, Lucario can do both, but it was kind of a mixed attacker.
Yeah. But like,
Zard Y can be a physical attacker. But like base Zard can be a physical attacker too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like if there's anyone who like actually like switched and weren't mixed before.
Because that went from being bad at everything to being bad at some things.
Yeah.
To being bad at most things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be curious because if Blood Moon were a Mega, then that would be the first case of it. Going from a Guts physical attacker to what if I clicked Blood Moon?
Well, I guess Mewtwo X.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because what is Mewtwo's attack stat? It's probably pretty good. It's just that physical psychic moves don't exist, or like at least at the time.
Oh, Tony says Megatron really surprised me with how much I enjoyed playing it. Yeah, that thing is a truck, dude. I love it.
Dude, Tony, did you betray Ursaluna?
What have you done? No, it's all good. What else do we see up here? We do see the Iron Crown again. It didn't pop off as crazily as the lower tier ones did.
It's to be expected in All-Star.
Yeah, maybe it's just kind of showing if there's a skill issue. Maybe it's just showing it's a bub stomper. Who knows?
It's still
but it is still in the top
three KO and top 4 overall.
Top 4 overall.
So I don't think it's like
Mega Gallade here. I feel like Mega Gallade has been a little bit I kind of want to say power crept, and I kind of want to say a little bit slept on in Gen 9.
I think it's both.
I don't think it's like it's not in the golden days of Gen 7 where it was just completely busted at everything.
Where is it now? Oh, it's 19 now.
Okay. Yeah. But good to see it still up here. I think like Thundurus though, it got like one agility sweep off.
Yeah.
And then kind of just rode that wave of having +4 diff from one game, and
I think it's
just 1-for-1ing every other game.
It's still good. I think it's suffering a little bit from like new toy syndrome, where it's like you just kind of forget how good it is, and so people are running different things, and you can Terra something else that makes it similar. And when it is Amon that can't run an item and has to Mega, it's not that it's bad. It's just that people want to try other stuff.
There's so many good fighting types now, like with Valiant and Tusk true. And like even Quaquavel being out. Like a lot of people want to run these cool new fighting types. Yeah. But same with Psychic. And
Terra fighting is a very common fighting or a very common type on physical attackers too.
Yeah.
Terra.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it, like you said, is just kind of getting swept under the rug a little. It is still good, and it's good to see it making a bit of a resurgence because we haven't. I don't think we've seen it do that well recently, but good to see Gensuzi doing well with it, doing it justice.
Nice. All right, well that's all the leaderboards there, so I think we can jump on over here.
Oh yeah.
Our bracket. So It might look a little weird with the format.
I think they're a little out of place because we had to start the Hustle division.
Yeah. I'm gonna close out all the spreadsheets. Okay. So nothing else has started since stream started, right? No
Right.
other games besides the Hustle
I don't
game
think
that we
so.
already closed down. Yeah,
Okay, we're chilling.
okay.
Okay, here's the Truant bracket. This is the smallest and I guess easiest to digest.
Yep, we have a buy
Tony and
here.
Mudkip. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, we can see all of them. Do you want? I can just go into mine, and then we
Okay,
can
yeah,
go
let's
down
see yours.
Go down the list. So I had my boy, Davey.
Yeah, Davo in number
no,
one.
No,
Carried by
I
RNG.
Dave Grigger.
Oh.
And I have carried by RNG. Yeah, because he always has really good luck in his games.
Yeah, sure.
So I think he's gonna get carried by RNG to win.
So you think him over Sweets round one, and you think Roy over Skyknight. I think I actually have a completely opposite round one.
Yeah, I think this was more just like because Roy's a former champion.
Mhm.
I think him being in 16. Full disclosure, I didn't really look at the teams when I was doing these brackets. I just kind of was going by what I remembered. So I'm not looking at this like, oh, I think this roster can go all the way. It was more just like, oh, Roy has won before. I wouldn't be surprised if there's gonna be like not even a major upset. It's kind of hard to have a major upset in like only 6 seeds. But I think that this can go either way. I figured I'd just put Roy, and then against Mudkip, figure the run comes to an end realistically, right?
Surely.
I don't know. It's pretty much. There wasn't a lot of thought put into it, especially you don't even look into like the matchups here. This is just like, yeah, I'm gonna have Davey win it.
Yeah.
So.
Personally, I've got Mudkip winning it. I think even if your bracket's correct, I think Mudkip takes it all.
I have Mudkips over Sweets in my finals.
Nice.
Yeah, you did have the complete opposite.
Yeah, complete opposite.
I can't remember who I put for Roy versus Skyknight.
The only thing that we had the same was Mudkip winning round 2.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, there were only 3 things to predict.
Yeah, there's not many outcomes. Yeah. What was... I recognize the Gengar. You guys had the same.
No, I had Tony over Sweets round 2.
Oh, you did? Okay,
yeah.
I thought you should... Yeah, I guess you was the lead.
Yeah, I think Tony has a slight edge. I also feel like it's easier for Tony to get into Sweet's head than it is the other way around.
Yeah.
That's fair.
When Tony's first seed too, and it wasn't even like an unconvincing first seed. Like he was.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a
just had
lucky
a powerhouse
first seed. Like
team.
Tony's been a powerhouse this season. I do think though that Mudkip just has a better team, and like I didn't look at the matchup per se, but I think that Mudkip versus Tony, in my head, just kind of goes Mudkip's way.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because I think Tony took the regular season meeting.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Like
Tony and Mudkip played week 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. We have one. How many for Mudkip?
We have 3
for Mudkip.
1
2 for
Dave
Sweets.
Grigger. Let's go. 2
Tony,
and 2 Sweets.
and 1.
Seems about right.
Yeah.
That's our top 2 seeds. And then what was Sweets?
I think 4th.
Yeah, 4 seed. And when your 3 seed is against Mudkip, and Mudkip has the most wins. I mean, the most votes.
Tony says in chat, I beat Mudkip week 1, and then he changed his whole team around.
Oh,
so
if
different
they
look
do
to this
play.
rematch. Yeah,
Well, it's not necessarily a rematch,
including
yet,
the crown pickup. I see.
Yeah. That's only a rematch if it's in finals, though.
Correct. That can only meet. They can only meet in finals. Yeah.
Yeah. And this one did not have anything played yet, so anything can happen.
Yep. Okay, let's take a look at Swarm.
Swarm, we got 6 submissions. I had to vote for Metro Shock, even if I
Metro's got to win.
didn't want to.
You got Drix all the way, eh?
Yeah. So here's what I got. So I said only if she brings Rillaboom, which that's the condition. So like
if she doesn't bring Rillaboom,
if she doesn't bring Rillaboom, yeah, then she's out round 1. Yeah, I had Drix going the whole way. I mean, Drix has just kind of impressed me in general. And also, he's been playing in Hustle too. Like he's getting more reps in, than maybe some other people.
Yeah, he's been really performing.
So and he's the 3rd seed, so I don't think it's like completely unrealistic or anything.
Nope.
I mean, I would say that like I had to have an upset somewhere, and that's why I put this. But realistically, I guess 8 seed over 1 seed is also an upset.
Yeah, you have the biggest upset.
Wasn't really thinking about that one. But the reason I put this was like I think Stella's just kind of a wild card. I think that Stella being 7th seed could just as easily be Stella being 2nd seed. And I don't know. I think that like if I'm just guessing here, I think it can go either way. And I would get more points if I'm right about this, and most other people do the other way.
True. This will differentiate yourself.
Yeah.
It'll make up for Metro winning all the way. If Metro loses out round 1, you can at least get some back for voting Stella.
Get some back here, doing all the upsets except for.
So, what do you think about what went through your mind when you were deciding between Drix and Resh?
I thought I said that. I just Drix I thought has looked.
It was
good.
nothing to do with the fact that they've already played, right?
Oh no, have they? Did they play today?
They have already played.
Yes. Yeah, and Drix won.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is.
So there's your free space, everybody.
That is a free space. I thought I was like, wait. Okay, to be fair, when we're looking at the docs, you see Drix twice. Don't always remember what context it's in.
True. It is hard to remember which Drix. Have you ever seen Hustle Drix and Swarm Drix in the same room?
Yeah, actually.
They might be different. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
They were at the Christmas.
They are different people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So. What else? What else do we have for predictions? Who else do we have winning here?
This was 4 and 5. I think I just chose randomly. I just said 4.
I meant other brackets.
Oh.
We're done with yours.
Let's not look into that one too much. Corey wins the house. So I'm guessing we have. What the? Luke out round
Corey
1.
winning the house.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, you have
Corey's
Martin.
My boy, dude.
You have Martin going all the way.
I do also have Martin going all the way. I think it'll be really tight. I do think that Martin is just kind of the favorite over Stella. But versus Drix, I do think it's kind of just a coin toss. I do know though that Drix has a lot of like a team behind him of draft scientists helping him like scrim and cut. So maybe that's something an inaccuracy of mine where
I think Drix is out round 1.
Yeah,
there's no way Drix wins round 1 if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah, I also have Corey over Luke, but I think this is kind of like a throwback match. I'm pretty sure they enjoy playing each other.
I'm sure they've played
each other a bunch.
Times. Yeah.
Yeah. Been in the same division for a while now.
We also have like pretty opposite brackets for this one.
I think Luke beat Corey in the regular season.
In the free
one. And then Kai Guy versus Metro. You're the weird one picking Metro, so.
Oh, I know. Believe me.
Phoenix says Stella versus Metro finals. Trust.
Yeah.
That would be pretty hype. I'm not gonna lie.
That'd be a rematch from the.
I do want to see Kai make a good run, and like at least making semifinals would cement him in just being back to form. Where like we always knew of him as a good player. Then taking a break from draft though, maybe we put him on training wheels that he didn't need. Because I mean he won Truant last time, and now I think he'll make a pretty good run this time as well. Not even just because of being first.
Yeah,
seed.
Logically, like not choosing Kai Guy here would be kind of crazy. I didn't really use logic when I was.
See, I just assumed the Metro wouldn't bring Rillaboom though, so maybe
that's a fair assumption. Yeah, this is kind of the bracket if Metro doesn't bring Rillaboom.
True. Goder has the exact same bracket as me. He says, interesting. Corey represent.
I guess.
And then who else do we have winning? We have.
It's probably this one.
Yeah, 2 Corys.
Was right about Corey.
2 Metros. Ohio Magical Girl finale. Let's go.
All right, Lee, defend yourself.
Defend myself?
Wait, this looks almost the same.
I've pretty much got no upsets, guy.
You have the same. You have the same as Nahyma, except for this. I think this is the only one that's different. You have.
Well, no, I have Kai Guy over Corey, who Nahyma.
Oh, right, yeah.
All the semifinalists are the same, but the finalists are both different.
Yeah, you have Drix over Resh. Jesus, man, you're like shooting yourself in the foot with that one. Come on, man. That's never happening.
Dude, shut up.
Get real.
Shot. Oh.
Yeah, so
I don't
okay.
think there's any surprise. Well, actually, it is surprising to me that there's 2 people voting Metro to win the whole tournament.
That's
with,
surprising.
Like 8 seed out of 6 brackets, which is the surprising thing.
That is really stupid. A third of the brackets have the 8 seed winning.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, so
It's just called faith.
And nobody believes that Drix can win it all. Oh, sorry, Royce Snover.
yeah,
does.
Royce does. Royce Snover, the Drix believer.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
I got Drix winning it all in Hustle.
Oh, that would be spicy.
Except
As in, he literally
From the
wins.
top row.
all right, let's see. Yeah, another Dave, another dub. I just figured that I had Davey winning. True.
Right. So this bracket has officially started because there was a game that was played earlier today.
Yeah.
Bun versus Brother happened,
Which
and
I was wrong.
yeah, you
So
were wrong.
Also a
GG.
bad start.
I
6-0,
didn't get
is
it
that
back
actually
then,
what it was?
sadly.
Yeah, I guess these are
I should have just done it after we made the brackets, honestly. But I didn't know that a game was happening instantly, so
Nah,
eh,
it's fine.
whatever.
Oops.
Oops, I lose points.
I lose points too. That was definitely just a
Yeah,
seed.
so you're on Team Dave.
I
Cheering
just
on
chose
this Dave, so
the higher
so that
seeds
the
for
He's
cheer-
everything
also cheering
except
for the
this
8th
one.
seed, yeah. It's
Oh
just
my
his
God.
thing here.
Yeah.
we get it, brother.
Wait,
You
actually,
gotta be
hold on.
different.
Although we've already seen the 8th seed pull off the big upset, so
True.
it's
Yeah, that is
looking
true.
more possible than it did before.
I just want
Yeah.
to see something. 5 seed, okay, never mind. Well, 5 out of 6. I'm just looking to see like if all of my winners are like the bottom seed apparently. Who did I have for? Wait, is this Swarms?
For Swarm, you had Metro.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, we'll get to All Star. It's probably the last seed. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
you've got Zard over Royce. You've got Flane over Matayoshi.
Yo, guys, I was
the
right.
hardest one. Nice. The hardest one for me was actually match 3, Agent Flame versus Matayoshi. I think the 7th seed doesn't do Matayoshi justice.
Yeah. Well, you also like fear Matayoshi.
Maybe I'm biased. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually good at yours.
I think I didn't.
Oh wait, that's right,
actually
because
make
it
one.
updated. Yeah.
But I like made one in my head, and if I were to make one, I think I would still give it to Agent Flame, but that's my game to watch for the round.
I originally had Agent Flame winning because I think we knew this outcome, but I think I had Zard against Flame, but then I was like, oh, this is the one that already happened. Oh, it would also be funny if I just had Dave's winning.
Yeah,
So
just cheering, hoping
move
that
some things around.
the good juju goes through name osmosis into Dave Greger.
Another Dave, another dub. Dave, man, all right, I fucked it up, guys.
Oops.
Don't clip that. It's Snover.
Chat, don't clip that.
Wait, he got 2 of them right.
2 for 2.
Dude, my bracket stocks are up.
That's crazy, dude.
Invest in Leezy right now.
Yeah, but just not in
I've
this
seen
bracket.
the future. I had
Are
no
winning
clue.
Oh wait, no, you have Royce winning it all.
I have Royce winning it all.
I think that's fair.
Royce is my boy, so
Royce, our boy. Royce, our boy.
True, and
Royce,
you
our boy.
gotta rep the guy who beat you in week 8, right?
True.
huh? I had no clue how to actually bet on Zard
You
versus
bet on
Snover
this?
or Flame versus Yoshi, and then when I landed on Royce winning, I was like, yeah, Royce is winning it all, baby.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what I put here.
I think that's a fair one. Royce is always good.
Yeah, he's been at the top of the X Swarm division for a
Yeah.
long time, and now being in Hustle, surrounded by better opponents, theoretically better opponents, he's still showing that he's a top player. So I don't think there's anything wrong with voting him in.
Nice. Let's see what we got. So, Royce, 3 Royces out of the 5.
Oh wow!
Oh, but Royce for himself. Okay.
Atlas predicted brother options who got outed round
Is
1.
already gone. Score
Sad.
potential 5. That is.
Oh no!
Wait,
Oh,
did they know that
no.
a match already happened too? Okay, yeah, they did. I wanted to see if they had Dave Wolf losing round 1. Wait, hold on. Did anyone? I want to look at this and for Swarm and see if anyone didn't know that the games happened when they voted.
No way, right?
Go, yeah. Drix. I mean, we can narrow that one down considering it's Drix winning it all. Oh wait, it actually tells you
You can
right
just
here,
see
right?
Drix in semifinals
Yeah.
everywhere, and he's in everything. So,
yeah, so everyone knew, or they just had a lot of faith in him.
or yeah, maybe everybody just believes in Drix.
Yeah, I guess it's really
No
it would be more for this one where it's like the 1 seed over, or the 8 seed over the 1 seed, whereas like this one, you know, if you're just voting for seeds, even if you didn't know the outcome, you could still very reasonably vote for Drix. Let's look at the
spicy
division.
one is the All-Star division. I'm very curious to see where people are here.
I have you winning. Wait, why can't I click on it?
You have me winning. Pog.
Why can't I click on it? I can't click on any of them.
Let me try and see if I can edit anything.
Is there anything different about this? That is weird. Maybe there's settings.
Okay. Try resetting.
Oh, it was. I think there was.
Yeah, I just changed that. Try resetting.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Yeah, I had you winning. I called it seed fishing because you were fishing for this seed. This is exactly the outcome that you wanted.
Yeah, it's true.
So I figured that since you got the outcome that you wanted, that you would win it all.
Yeah, this is exactly the playoff run I wanted to have. Yeah. Listen, I don't care how I do. I am excited to play DJ again though, because I do think it's like winnable. I'm just terrified because I know he's going to completely flip his team on his head.
I kind of wanted to have Goater lose round 1 because I said something in the chat when he like replied to you, and I was like, "Listen, buddy, you still got to win your round 1."
Yeah,
but I thought it would be better. I wanted you guys to play each other, so.
I wonder if anybody has Jordan over
streak
Goater.
Of having the 8 seed winning.
Oh, true. Does anybody have Jordan over Goater? Because like I think people are counting him out, but I actually think that he has a good shot of winning.
Oh yeah, for sure. We would see it here, right?
Yeah.
Goater.
Everybody has Goater round 1.
It's worth noting, and this isn't like a jab at Goater or anything. He's first seed, but everyone was so close like before this too, and we know that some of the outcomes, like your match against him too, like there was some RNG stuff going on there. Jortson is consistently one of the best players in the league. I think it's like going strictly with seed for this. For those 2 players specifically, I think they are very close in their skill level. If not, if I were to personally judge them, I might even say that I think Jortson's a better player. Depending, again, this doesn't have anything to do with the teams, so I'm not looking at the matchup for that. But if I'm just looking at them, like, and I'm thinking of like the best players in the league, like I might think of Jortson first, right? Just because he's that good of a player. And he just kind of squeaked into the playoffs here, but that doesn't mean that suddenly like he's the quality of an 8th seed, right? Like I think that matchup is very even. I'm surprised that nobody has Jordan winning round 1. My guess is that people would have that they want to have the Nahyma Goater matchup, and that's kind of why people are like, "Oh yeah, let's put that on there."
It does look like most
There's
people.
only one that doesn't have that.
Yeah,
and it's
Bobo has DJ over me, which I think is fair. I mean, he beat me in the regular season.
Yeah, the PGA Cumish is the GOAT. So you said duh and then the. That kind of ruined that. Way to go, dude. Ruined.
Way to go.
Shit. At first,
nobody has Overmat winning.
Yeah,
Overmat is tied with Goater in seed.
Well, it's because he's washed though.
Well, like not in seed, but in win rate. Well, okay.
Wait, what about
the thing to keep in mind is that everybody in playoffs right now in All-Star is either 6-2 or 5-3. There's no like lollygaggers at 4-4. Nobody ran away with it at 7-1 or 8-0. Like there is a less than ±1 difference between every player
That's
in
crazy.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
So like looking at things based on seed, I do think is kind of like incorrect most of the time.
Yeah. We've
And I
talked about
expect to
this
see a lot of
past
upsets.
seasons too, where it's just like
Yep.
once you get like to the top 8 people, especially in these higher divisions, a lot of them like you could redo this season and have a completely different order of these
Oh,
same
for
8
sure.
players.
Yeah. But what's crazy though is we've never had a cutoff that had to be 5-3.
Yeah.
Everybody who's 4 and
Oh,
4
that
didn't
was
make
something
playoffs.
I wanted to look at on the docs actually. Hold on, let me see something here. I gotta look up, like,
Every
predictions
division's
next week.
cutoff was 4 and 4, except for All Stars that was 5-3.
Yeah, but it was like specifically I think I pointed it out with All Star, Hustle, and Swarm. I don't think Truant was a part of it.
Goder says Toady doesn't know about playoffs. Jortson, true.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Does he
Jortson's
does he
notorious. He
choke or
says,
does he
yeah, he
pop
also just
off?
says Jortson is notorious for popping off in regular season and then choking around one of playoffs.
Well, but he didn't pop off in regular season this time. He kind of like choked into 8th seed. So now he's gonna pop off.
Now
in
it's his
playoffs.
time.
Yeah, now it's his time.
He
for sure.
conserved his energy. So okay, yeah, that was what it was. So in what is going on here? It's just like not loading the other docs. Okay. There's All Star. There we go. Okay. That took a really long time to load. So yeah, 4 and 4 plus 4 in All Star. Not good enough. 4 and 4 plus 5 in Hustle. Not good enough. Get better at the game if you want to make playoffs.
Yeah.
4 and 4 minus 3.
Good
Welcome
enough.
to playoffs. Welcome,
Yep.
welcome to the show.
3 and 5 plus 1, not good enough.
Yeah. True. 3 and 5 plus 1, almost good enough.
Almost good enough.
4 and 4 plus 0. The 7th and 8th seed have worse records than the cutoff.
Yeah.
For Hustle.
Yep.
It's just kind of like, I mean, at least it's one that there's still a 4 and 4 that got in, right? It's like you could just say like Diff was more.
Yeah, on average,
out.
like I said, this is the only time that we haven't had a 4-4 get in.
Yeah.
In any
And
division.
it's-
So
and
it
it's-
is an anomaly, but
Kind of rare that a 4-4 with a minus Diff gets in, but it's because the next one down was a 3 and 5.
yeah. And we have had it the other way around where we've had a 3-5 get in. And actually it was Roy Ace who got in with 3 and 5, snuck in with the last playoff spot in Truant, and then won the entire division.
Yeah.
So you really can't count out anybody.
It just reminded me that I wanted to look at here's Truant. Let's get Truant up there. There's Truant if it loads. We'll come back to it. So I wanted to review the top and bottom diffs because we had talked about it a little bit during the season.
Oh yeah.
So interestingly, plus 12 minus 12 is top and bottom here. Minus 12 at 1 and 7. 2 and 6
Minus
is
22.
minus 22.
Yep.
Almost double worse diff.
Double worse.
I don't know how to say that because it's not
That's one of the
double
reasons why I'm
because it's
surprised we never
negative.
reviewed a Fennec game because they were obviously all
They're close,
Mhm.
yeah.
very close.
And really, even Monkey Boy had a lower diff than Fennec.
Yeah.
And it
With
was
an
only
extra win as
2 less than 3 and 5.
Yeah. I mean, we should count the number of people with lower diffs than Fennec that have better win rates. Like moving forward.
Just, yeah, for all the divisions. So 1 and 7
Mhm.
minus 12. 1 and 7 minus 25. Is that better or worse?
It's
Worse.
so much worse.
And actually, this is kind of
But look, like the 2 and 6s are all worse. Even all right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
You
So
know-
there's 5 people with. Okay, so only 4 people with better win rates with
Yeah.
worse diff at least.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 people. And then 1 tied, but worse diff, yeah. This is sad. His only win was a forfeit.
It happens, man. Poor guy.
It's so sad. I remember seeing like, oh, he got a win, and then I click over. It's a forfeit. It was sad because it's like he could have won that game, right? You never know. That could have been his win. He just had one less chance to get his actual win. Poor
And
guy.
that is real, by the way.
Yeah. There were a lot of forfeits in some of the divisions, but not too bad. Okay, 2 and 6. Nobody was 1 and 7 here,
Okay,
and we have a
this 2
tie
and 6
diff
is worse than
and a worse diff. Tie diff and worse diff.
Yeah.
Fennec.
I mean, what about Truant?
Truant. I'm gonna say that's worse.
Yeah, but
That's a worse win rate, though. We're looking at the diff.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Yeah, that's probably that makes sense. Worse, same win rate. Worse, better.
Yeah.
Better.
So what did we count there? It's like 7 people with
It was
better
like,
win rate?
It was. Are we counting tied as not being better?
Yeah. Sure.
I guess we should because it's a better win. Like if you have more wins and you tied diff, I feel like that still counts. That's still a credit to Fennec.
Yeah.
So in that case, it's 1-2, and then there were like 4 in just this division. So 6, and then, well, I guess we still have our own division as well. Yeah, we have 8 total.
Crazy.
8.
Yeah, I agree with Leesley. Like how did we not
job.
review any of Fennec's games
Good
all
job,
season
Fennec.
until now?
Well, let's go over to the tab and see what the diff. Oh, we didn't see the diff for any of them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All good.
But yeah, GG.
Next time.
Everyone. Good job. Everyone did great this season, especially me. Do we have anything else that we want to say on the brackets?
Yeah, I will reiterate now. Get your brackets in as soon as you possibly can, because they will be closing as soon as a game starts in that division.
Yeah. Can we see
I've just been
timestamps for
hung-
when
oh, there wasn't
people?
there.
Can we see timestamps for when people submit theirs? Like, would we be able to see like if a game happens at like 3 a.m. and like
No, I
and,
don't
like
think
somebody
so.
snuck in like 14 brackets after that?
Nah, it's okay. Honestly, if somebody sneaks in before we're able to start the tournament, that's fine. Whatever. I don't
Yeah,
care.
you're just an asshole if you do that.
Yeah, but just get it in ASAP.
Listen,
so, like,
we're
as
looking
soon
at the
as,
stream right now, so we'll know who's safe. Who
Yeah,
didn't
exactly.
cheat.
All you guys are cool.
Oh, Matt's
Well, Matt
in the
says,
chat.
"Wow, no one expected me to make it out at first." Nice bit of motivation.
Yeah, way to go.
Bobo has them going out of
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, do you hate Bobo?
yeah. What's your deal? Although you did say that this,
Dude, he has you
Prediction.
in finals, dude.
you did say that this prediction didn't count though,
Why did he say that?
because he has "the" and "the."
I didn't say it didn't count. I just said that the name was a failure.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't count because Matt's in finals. He's definitely losing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Well,
Otherwise, that's all I've got.
that's all she wrote.
Matches are due next week. So January 5th at
Tonight at midnight,
11:59.
guys. It's Sunday. Come on, hurry up.
EST, not EDT, so -5.
Yeah,
No
And
extensions
trades
anymore.
are due at EDT.
There are no trades to be had for the rest of the season. We're really excited. Like I said, the matches for me to watch, I think Agent Flame versus Matayoshi round 1 is going to be crazy. I think Overmat versus Riceman, we kind of slept on that one.
We did. It's a
That is a
rematch of like
crazy
multiple
round one.
finals, right? Like there've been
Yeah,
multiple
there are
times
only
these guys played in
two
finals.
multi winners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you count the off season, then yeah.
yeah, that is a crazy.
Well, no,
round.
I'm counting Swarm and Hustle and Hustle and Hustle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's also
I think
true.
the difference is that Overmat is washed, so
Mm.
it might be different this time. No, I can't say that because I don't motivate him.
I don't know.
How many people? I didn't really look at the Siderius versus Azzy matchup.
Yeah,
very
we didn't
much.
actually. We kind of didn't really talk.
We kind
started
of
talking
skipped over a lot
this.
about
Yeah,
All Stars.
It's because we
No,
were
we
talking
just
about
looked
you.
at Toadies.
Yeah.
That's true. We just didn't finish.
What
did
does
not
everybody else
finish
say
All-Star.
about Sid versus Azzy?
Azzy, Sid, Sid. Wow.
Hmm.
One Azzy. I think he is the lower seed, right? He is. That's surprising though. I think these two can go either way. I voted for Sid because I think I think his team's funny. That's why I voted.
I voted
Sid.
for Sid because I think he's a cool guy, and I think it'd be cool if he won.
Do you want to look at your Sid the GOAT wins it all? He's not lying.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And you have Goater beating you, dude. That's sad.
Yeah.
Are
Man's
you,
gotta stay
are you
humble.
submitting to Goater? Dude, he's in the chat, dude. He's gonna. Dude,
Yeah, I think this
come
is
on,
illegal.
dude,
You're not allowed to
he's gonna
bet on
make
your own
fun of you,
games.
dude. Who was
I
it?
think
All these
that's,
Nahyma bucks on the
I
I think
line.
that's a type of fraud.
No, who was it? Who was it? Who was it? I think it was Royce, right? Yeah, this year for sure. Yeah. Betting on himself to win it all. All right. So
It's confidence, whatever.
yeah. I guess yeah, you know what? That's actually more because you still have to win the game.
But betting against yourself,
yeah,
you could like
betting
sabotage
against
your own
yourself.
game.
That's true. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Should we investigate you?
I
I guess
so.
after the game, we have to see what happens with the game.
Take me in.
Yeah, if you lose, then we'll investigate you.
Okay. So take me in.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that about wraps it up.
Wait, we didn't look at Lee's.
Oh my god.
No
It wraps it up.
freezes.
No freezes.
Nahyma
He has you
wins
winning.
almost all his playoff matches without freezes.
Yeah.
He beats Barara with no freezes. He beats Riceman with no freezes. I've seen these games before.
Is this the exact same bracket as me? Except I have Sid going to finals. I think.
Mhm.
I think we're the same otherwise.
I appreciate the backing, guys.
Yeah.
Someone's got to believe in you.
Yeah.
Because it ain't going to be you.
It ain't gonna be me, I'll tell you now.
Yeah, it's exactly the same except for just that. Just the different there. Wow.
All right, folks.
That's all. We're
I'm
done.
actually
We
done
actually
this
looked
time.
at everything.
We're done. We're never
Guy is
streaming
betting
again.
on himself to lose. Call the
That's a
Nahyma
lie.
Bank and freeze this this
No!
guy's account.
Don't freeze my assets.
We're
You've already frozen
freezing
my
it?
ass.
Oh my god, dude.
That's a
Too
10%.
soon. That's too soon. 10% chance. All right.
All right,
Bye,
we'll
everyone.
be back. When
will
will we
be.
be back? We'll be back
Um,
next week at
do we-
the point.
Well, do we want
After round one.
Are we? Or are we waiting until
Or are we gonna wait until after playoffs?
I think
We haven't decided.
Yeah,
we will be
haven't really
back at least
decided.
one more time this season.
Yeah. There will be because there will be an award stream, but that might be like later because we'll have to like prep everything.
Yeah, I think
we'll probably do one. We'll probably do one after. This is off the cuff. We haven't planned this. I was thinking that we probably do it after playoffs finish, and we can review the best of the playoffs. So you can still submit your highlights for the playoffs for any division. We can look at some of those, and we can look at the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe we just look at the finals because there's 4 divisions now. Maybe that takes a while. And then if we have any announcements for like off-season stuff, if we have any announcements for voting and the awards in general, we can do that. And then we'll have one more stream that is the award stream, and maybe we'll go over some of the fun stuff that we pulled out.
That we've
some
been tracking
replays.
this time for real.
Yeah, that we didn't review, but that we put a sticky note on. We can honestly probably do that when we're talking about the polls because that'll be reminding everyone for last place.
True.
What our options are. But
Yeah,
anyway,
very good
we'll
call.
figure that out. Play your playoff matches. Go watch the games. Support your friends. Support the people that I voted for to win.
Yep.
And
Until next time, Mario, play us off.
Oh, I don't have it ready. Hold on. And also, Happy New Year. I have to say that.
True. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.
Because it is a Happy New Year.
And just every happy holiday to you.
Every holiday, but
Yippee!
some of them aren't in December.
Every holiday.